Let's do this.
And to get the wrestle matches started.
These are two guys that we've seen a good amount in NLBC. Old Yorha, I believe a New York resident. I mean, he shows up to NLBC. I don't know where Abyss Commando was from.
Yeah, Abyss Commander, not one that we see at NLBC, but play good amount.
Yeah, he's in like the NLBC online stuff. Going for the that actually should help him a lot because it just immediately Abyss Commando really trying it should help both of them a lot. It'll give there's a big interaction. It can show Abyss Commando like maybe where he can disinfect him, and it'll show those Yorha that that's what he's looking for spots to. Where the offense
yeah, I feel like if I didn't get the isn't interested in giving the nice back, it would be now. Now I would be a winner.
I was gonna say that this round looks like it's a stomper, but to be full charge will not be enough. That is Abyss Commando.
Yeah, I didn't know if he had changed his tag or something. I was trying to listen to the faithful decision too. Yeah, Abyss Commando.
There we go. Okay. Nice punning. There's the AGS pressure. First ledge. It is technically a mix-up. Yep. Ball. Wow. It's still going. Okay.
Yeah.
Doubles up on the stuns. He just does the same combo twice in a row.
Yeah. My favorite part is he ended it with the not combo. But yeah. Ends up hitting anyway.
Nice monument. Not getting crazy on that, but it is a little tricky.
Turn this around.
Potential for reckless behavior.
Yeah, wow, I almost died.
That was big. All kinds of weird stuff happening. Wow, that punish reached except it didn't. Oh my god. This round is wild. This round is wild. I knew he was in this.
Okay. Wow, I'm surprised he didn't get the GI. Then again, maybe a little bit too fussy.
Grab break. I wonder if I can kill. Oh, I forgot 60 plus K restores his health. I mean, not enough to kill, but gonna even up the life. Nice micro duck. Doesn't get the capitalization. That's not gonna not reach. It isn't going to not reach.
Yeah, no.
And I'll seal it out for Abyss Commando.
Yeah. First match goes to Abyss Commando there. That was a brawl. Yeah, it really was. I forgot how much I actually like watching Abyss Commando because of just the outright speed at which the game is played, you know?
I mean, I feel like we see that a lot in North American Guild players. There's definitely a pattern of fastness that we see with them. Very strange, very different from you know, people like Soulcalibur and all that, who plays such a methodical and slow game.
Yeah, Keelik?
Or even Party Wolf, back when he did play.
Yeah, take Party Wolf or any Keelik, maybe aside from like Milos, right? That's like known outside of North America.
I don't know, I kind of feel like it's really just Kura and Party Wolf. I feel like the rest, like every other Keelik player on the planet is just wild
speed
and insane. Yeah, they never stop.
Yeah, on the note of not stopping.
Yeah, on the note of not stopping, we've got 2B.
Yeah, the 2B hit somebody with AGS able.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like one of those 2B snowball rounds. We got more pressure coming up. Guess it, wow, just lays a grab instead of a punish. Okay. This Commando trying to work his way back into this round, but he can't give. If the second Yorha finds pressure, he's gonna go the wrong way. But it's
okay. This might not punish. Yep, there we go. Well, I would have been absolutely Regii in that situation, as a matter of just like no, absolutely not. I'm not letting.
I know. I think it was a good decision for him to just be patient there because I mean, Keelik's post GI it kind of hurts, right? But it's not. I don't know. His A+B is like what 100-ish damage.
Yeah.
It's not. It was the best way that a Mr. Commando could have immediately made a comeback. So good choice on your hot, not left. Alright, we got more 2B pressure, aggression shift stuff going on. Nice block, nice punish too. Hit the wall, not quite.
Yeah, no, too far.
Alright, off the soul charge, he does have this red guard gauge to be aware of. Nice sidestep, more pressure.
Oh my god. Oh.
That was too much. That was too ambitious with the A+B. He wanted to win the round right there.
What is it?
Said it cost him the game, but that's 1-1.
I see.
I find that in a lot of situations where a character has like a heavily weighted post-GI kind of mix-up, right? So like Keeler, Geralt is like a good example whenever people aren't doing like 6 people's K.
Well,
You know, you could kind of rely on people almost having like muscle memory to just step on post-GI rather than like even making a decision on it anymore.
yeah, well, I mean, the thing is with Gaelic is that like it's so the reason what makes his A+B so good is like yeah, if he lands it, he's getting a like crap ton of damage. But even if he doesn't land it, like you can't sidestep it. You either are spending meters to RI, or you know you're letting him be plus. Or I think it's plus.
I'm pretty sure it's at best 2. I think it might even be like 0 on
Yeah,
block
maybe.
game.
Either way, it's definitely not a bad situation.
Hey, get your 15%. Oh, okay. 2 people
Alright,
off the
wow,
they don't exist unless you're Jimbo. I've noticed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, wow, just really back and forth.
Yeah, Gold Yorha is really coming back into this. It was looking so bad for him before, but
I don't know, I feel like the first game was like, yes, past a certain point, this Commando was really in the lead, but I don't think it ever looked like it was super dire to him. He messed up before for B there. Also important to note that Gold Yorha does have the 4K legal hit available now. Probably wants to be there.
yeah. Oh, that's death.
Wow, that's a big start to this round. Things are looking pretty good for Yorha now, and he's even got the soul charge pressure, and everyone knows that when 2B gets in soul charge, she gets going. Good luck. Alright, good choice. Just splatter on the ground, try and re-secure initiative, try and run out her soul charge really more than anything. Yeah. Okay, he's still got that 4K lethal hit on deck. And bet it all on that 3B. I feel like that was a bit of an unnecessary risk, but Gold Yorha taking it 2-1.
Yeah, good set overall, I think. I mean, like, you know, 2B...
Give it a 6.5 out of...
I give that set a 6.5 stars out of 10.
There you go.
Coming up
next. Go ahead.
Superfly Drew. Oh wait, no, actually, it's I think our next match coming up is Lucian, Soulcalibur Lucian versus Dread Daddy.
Oh, Dread Daddy. That's we know who that is. I know who that is. Do you know who that is?
It's John Avalon.
It's John Avalon.
You know, you know, the cogs were turning. I was right. I would have gotten there on my own, guys.
Well, you know what? We saved you time. You know, no one is attacking you except for yourself. Cool it, man.
Tiger versus Lion.
Yeah, Lion Eye. That's Sly Tiger on the left.
Yeah, Lion Eye being a representative from Europe, I believe.
UK,
Not
yeah.
sure exactly where. UK? Okay. He won a recent tournament. I can't remember. Not one, but I think he got pretty far at a recent like offline event. I think it was the Celtic Throwdown. Watching his match is very, very expressive person. Had a lot of fun while playing that.
Yeah, definitely. He must. You know what? If he can find a way to have fun that he consistently enters these from like the UK, then that's definitely something to be spoken of, because there's just no way that this can be. Like, you know, these Parsec servers are like, they're great, right? Like, they feel fantastic, even for some people who are pretty far away. But across the Atlantic Ocean, I don't know. You can only optimize so much, you know. So very bold.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dexus doesn't enter anymore, but he still stands by the fact that it was fine.
Really? You know what? That is not. That's Dexus. We can't. It's not the same thing at all. Nice GI.
Oh wow, very good.
Those are the mix-up in stance.
Yeah, now that I think about it, you'd have to be very particular about which option you pick if you want to beat specifically that AGI. Huh.
Well, yeah, she would have to. Yeah, you're right. Because it would probably beat even some of the movement ones. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. So.
Oh, just tries to let the GI rip. Yeah, he's just kind of making these big defensive bets. Which makes sense because I'm sure he's having he'll be having a tougher time reacting to things.
Yeah, I very much like it. It reminds me of like Jordan before he was.
All right, yeah. Like I said, just locking in these like big options, going for like the reads and the guesses as opposed to the reactive sort of play style. That team is going to lose a bar of meter there.
Yeah, very good position for a grab from SideTiger. I think very few people are inclined to help in that situation. It's kind of like iffy as to whether you really go back to that spot.
Right, catching him moving with the auto GI. I don't think he's had a single one of these 6A plus speed block.
No, I don't think so either.
Then again, I don't think Colin has the biggest punch. Okay, yeah, not even punishing the Winsalt A plus speed.
Yeah, could have gotten something decent bit bigger there, I think. Ooh, nice grab.
Ooh.
Oh, doesn't GI?
Staggered sort of string pressure, yeah. Tricky situation he had him in, right back to the ring edge. A lot of like staggered string pressure and all that. I couldn't see what Lionide went for, but I think he'll probably just, yeah, I think the stage is perfectly fine.
My god, I feel like so many of these matches have just been so like visceral and fast lately.
Yeah. Definitely the ones we've had so far have been really fast. Even when they weren't close. But even when they were close, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. That looks very close to a ring out.
Yeah.
Nice. And
All responses here.
yeah, oddly enough, chooses not to punish the 2-2A, but instead just go for 4A. I wonder if that just is like a check to all bullshit that could happen to you afterwards. I'm not sure.
Nice duck. That was very prescient. Really good awareness from SideTiger there.
Yeah, very impressive.
He gets possible. Almost tech crouches the string. Gets clipped by the second hit. Okay, just blocking. Solid defense, but the grab jumped over. Yeah, as Appleboom astutely pointing out that they are fighting on Kaer Morhen to celebrate the release of Season 2 of The Witcher. Oh. I haven't seen it yet, but the first one was pretty alright. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I definitely got to get into it. I was kind of excited for it first.
Alright, this round is looking all Lionide. Going for the CE conversion. It's him okay, but
Good put SlideTiger at like almost a mix up to death. I think actually
okay,
then it won't be like a direct like lower mid.
That's off the pressure. Ooh, nice option. That low from Xianghua, the full crush 3A, is reversal like safe.
Yeah.
Did I fool you?
Not that that's necessarily the end of the world for Tall.
I'm sure there's anyone who could find a way out. I never imagined I'd say this, but Talim just can't seem to get any conversions because she keeps hitting people who are in the air.
Oh, no punish. Okay, yeah. Lionide has to stay aware of that reverse ring out. That's the one. All tied up in meter. It's not going to be a big deal for Xianghua right now, but once SlideTiger loses a bit more of his health, if he does, and that CE will become a big factor.
SlideTiger has guessed correctly on, I think every single post-GI mix up so far.
Okay, but relatively weak punish. Oh my god, crazy stuff going on here. Okay, back to the wall. Yep, just letting the CE rip, sending the Acid bar a little unnecessarily, I think. Okay, but he's got all this.
Oh, this is
Colin,
so... scary.
He can't ring him out, right?
Yes, he absolutely can ring him out.
Wow.
Absolutely can ring him out.
Yeah, Sly Tiger really kind of went for all of it right there, dumping all of his resources, just trying so hard to pressure him. Lionide just staying totally patient, waiting for the opportunity.
I feel like
it was presented.
the little bit I know of Lionide from watching him at that offline event, I feel like he walks away from that situation like not even close. You know, like.
That was a weird accent. What was that? Was it supposed to be like Russian or something? You know he's British.
No, I was trying to make it sound like he was like a smooth operator, you know?
Well, it sounded Russian, and I thought that was weird.
Maybe you just think of Russians as smooth operators.
Well, everyone has their biases. Anyway, right, nice. Just goes for the crouch grab instead of the rising K. Yeah, Changwa's like I-12 punish aside from crouch grab is not very threatening. Okay, good stuff. Okay. A little too much on the RE there. Yeah, Sly Tiger's just picking the buttons that he can press that he knows will instantly secure him. Good choice.
Now let's I want to give at least my unsolicited advice to to any Soulcalibur player who would like to listen. When you're low on health, don't RE. Generally, you know, generally don't look to it as a safe.
Oh! Wow. That was crazy. That just looked weird. Come on, tech crouched the jump B because it's a high, and then tracked around and caught it from behind. Okay. 60. Oh, big conversion. That hurts when he catches him in the air.
Yep.
A lot of these like back turns, kick mix-ups. Closes out with his train.
Battle 3, fight!
Alright, very intense kind of last match going on here. Oh my god, okay. That was
I think I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah, I think maybe by like half
Yeah,
a
maybe
second.
restart this
Yeah,
trigger.
I'll restart mine.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Ooh. Wow, just catches him with the second hit. Big counter hit. Wow. So Sly Tiger is gonna get his bar back, right? But they're tied up in bar. Like that is not the best situation that you want to be in. But still, Sly Tiger only needs to win 2 rounds.
Yeah, plus Lina will get another bar at the end of this if Sly
Exactly. Yeah.
The way it's going right now is great for Sly though. If there's any situation where you want to win without spending meter, it would preferably be in a round.
Oh, doesn't quite close it out though. But yeah, you're right. Sly Tiger does not want to spend his bar, and he doesn't have to. Okay, that's big, especially because Lionide didn't spend his bar. So the only thing he gets from this extra bar is like a quarter of it.
Yeah, he just gets quartered. So now the resources are very evened out. This is about as fair of a last round as you can ask.
Yep. Oh, catches him with the one alien lit. Wow, it's looking all Lionide right now. But Sly Tiger just spending the soul charge right now. Column, if she gets going, can make a lot happen with her soul charge. Wow, all the way around. Nice break.
Yep. You have 2 options out of that, and even though there are 2 moves that look the same.
Wow! What? I think he thought it was a punish, but I'm not sure.
What really must there. Also, I'd like to just give a quick shout out to Reptile, who I haven't seen in a long time.
The battle is
Oh my god, Reptile's still
Show
alive?
respect for the fallen who fought
I know.
so
Anyways,
bravely.
congratulations, Lionide. Edwin. He's very proud of you.
Fall in love yet?
Yeah, good job to Lionide. Good job to Sly too. That was you know, kind of a sad way to go out getting CE'd while you're plus, but I think impressive showing from both players.
Yeah, definitely pretty close game all around. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. So who do we have next?
All right.
Dex.
Next up is going to be Thermador versus Apple Boom.
Thermador versus Apple Boom. Ooh, wait, Therm, let's go.
That definitely sounds like a very swingy sort of match. I'm definitely very curious to see this. I think so. Okay, I was going to say I think this one can go either way, right? But then I realized that maybe that's not necessarily a very useful comment because it's Thermador. It can only.
They're a really hard person to fight, you know, like very difficult to fight this person. And I think that improvement you're talking about, yes, it's really shown.
She can be very swingy, I think is the thing. She can be very measured and then get very swingy. And it's honestly, you know what, never mind, Thermador never plays measured. But I was going to say it's kind of similar. But
I find Thermador's capacity for measured gameplay to be a matter of laziness rather than a matter of patience.
Yeah, I think that at best Thermador gets more methodical with how wild he plays. There's definitely times where you can see it be sort of calculated. Nightmare lacking an I-12 there, but turning it with that shit. Okay.
Yeah, imagine this. I imagine in this matchup, Hilda actually could get away with a lot of things on luck.
Oh yeah, I would think that Hilda probably does pretty all right in this matchup, but that's going to be a ring out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if I'm Appleboom, especially on this stage, what I want to do is, like, just back off, especially against Thermador. You don't want to give Thermador any chances, and you don't want to give Nightmare any chances to range. Thermador just thrives on his opponent trying to, like, make him contest him. Yeah. Thermador thrives on his opponent trying to contest him, and I think that he struggles the most when he's the one who has to make things happen. Like, he's got these incredible defensive plays. Like, ridiculous. I don't believe him. I think he actually just pressed a button. But it always seems to work out. Yeah, definitely solid first game for Thermador. I think that Appleboom just don't want to change the stage unless she doesn't.
Wow, okay, that's... I almost questioned that personally.
Yeah, I feel like against Nightmare, you don't want to be on the stage, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%. I just...
Okay. Alright. Nigar's gonna swap sides, except swap sides again. But pushing away from the ring edge a little bit. She doesn't have to worry too hard about the ring outs right now because there's no terror charge in play.
Yeah.
But...
At this point, it's...
Okay, wow, she's getting these RE gets. See stuff happening, spends the Sword Regalia, still has Sphere, she can close this out with a health seed. But guess what punish instead.
Nice. That was a very solid whip punish. It was too fast to even get AGI in, which is what they're really trying to go for.
Very. Okay, yeah, just reeling it back a little bit. I like that.
Guard damage is being tacked on, I think only a little bit more for Appleboom to hit yellow.
A little too late on that whip punish there. Oh my god, that whip punish was cracked.
Yes, that
Into
was
the
very
soul attack. Watch where you push him, and... Okay. Big guard damage coming in. Wow. Okay. Cannot believe that Thermador just let himself be -20 right there. Big comeback potential happening, but that freaks guard! Oh!
Yep.
I don't think that she expected that to do that much guard damage. I certainly didn't.
Yeah, 50% for a lot of K options in the game, I think.
Wow.
Or close to it. Like between like 30 to 50 for almost every K
I
option.
thought it was B that always did it. No. B always breaks in the second round.
Yeah. I believe first B always does 50 as well.
Oh, almost got the ring.
Yeah, that was actually...
Oh, but just too vertical.
Almost got the tech trap and...
That was just weird. Again, Thermador just pulls like these stupid defensive options out that I just don't like. I don't believe.
Again, it's a testament. You have to put Thermador in his in an uncomfortable zone.
It's one of those things
by letting.
Okay, all right. Not quite gonna be right now. But he's gonna get the terror charge back. Okay. I definitely think Appleboom should just take it back. I think that it's possible for her to be tempted to trying to play aggressive, to try and like re-secure this game. But the full 2 bars. Oh, big guard damage too. She's back in red again.
Yeah. Oh, it's very scary.
Yeah. Okay. Good measure. The stream is I'm losing quality here. But I'm gonna take it. All right, yeah, good spot. Just soul charge. Try and survive this round. Really, is what you want.
Yeah, you can just. Oh wow. Okay, that was good match.
Yep. Good match. really just, I think it's so important with Thermador that you just have to realize that you can't ever lose your patience, because he is so attuned to it. He just, like, if there's one thing that Thermador really excels at, is he knows when you've lost your patience. He can always tell. If you think you're slipping it by him, you're probably wrong. And he knows how to respond when people get impatient.
I feel like, and this is something I love, I feel like Thermador, in terms of matches against other players, especially players who haven't been to NLBC, he gets a power-up because of the reputation of being an...
That was a big damage type trap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of the few times where I'm like, wow, Felix, he hurt.
Definitely like a lot of Zossman, like making you question whether or not you can take your turn. So I definitely see what you mean about the counter hit tools being important there. Big damage. Wow. Fairmuncher's just stealing that game back. Two full bars, and that is, even now, like, Zossman is not what it used to be, but it's still, like, he has it. It's something to think about. Especially when we see in the lower life.
It's always been one of the strongest Cs in the game, in my opinion, just on account of the fact that it fundamentally changes the way you have to play the game.
Wow. Fairmuncher's just decided, he's like, no, we're going to make it so my back is to the ring edge. Oh my god, but... What is happening?
Oh, that's rough. Yep, and KK didn't close it out.
Yeah, taking it 2-0. Wow, that was... I really thought the Breadmaster was going to start the comeback there, but... Fairmuncher sealing the deal. He's a very deliberate player. Fairmuncher is the kind of player who decides what he's going to do, and he simply does it. It's not very... I don't get the impression that it's very... I don't mean this as a knock, but I don't get the impression it's very fluid. Again, not necessarily a knock, but just like he has his plan in mind, and the plan is aware. Like he's able to apply a plan depending on the situation.
And not get shaken from his decision making, I think, is a nice thing. You know, something doesn't work out, it's okay. He'll try again.
All right. So
make Soulcalibur happen.
Not that I don't love hearing about how great I am, but this is Fairmuncher versus Superfly 2. Yes, Fairmuncher is up again.
Yeah.
For those who have played in my tournaments before, you are familiar with my little game of, you know, the first two people to say something are the ones I'm going to put on stream next, and these two won, so here we are. Anyway, thank you for the kind words, and everybody, please subscribe to NYC Furby, and please donate to the match arena. It really does help, and we appreciate it. Anyway.
Message received. We will never talk good things about Ian ever again. And let's get to this match. Yeah, like we said, Fairmuncher versus Superfly Drew. Drew going for Setsuka. I think at this point, Setsuka's his main, right?
Yeah, I would say so. It's been the character he's played in the past, like, 5 tournaments I've watched him play.
Yeah, I feel like pretty much every time I see Drew play nowadays, it's Setsuka. Oh my god, yeah. Right, aware of that last hit in the string. Nice duck, not the greatest punch she could have gotten, but... Drew has such like a strange style with Setsuka. I feel like I can't categorize it. Like I can't like. It's very like I don't. Yeah, again, I feel like I can't categorize this strange style of play. Like it's very small, right? He does lots of little small pokes, lots of like single A, lots of like 2A. Just something about the way he times things very odd,
right?
Yeah.
I actually wanted to make that observation too. He plays Setsuka, to me, the way he's played every other character I've watched him play, which is unlike everyone else who plays that character.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. He's got a unique play style. And contrary to what Marilyn would have you believe, I do believe that is Drew himself just has a strange play style.
Yeah, just verifying really quick, we think that this is a merit.
I am giving the credit to Drew.
Yeah, we think that this is a merit of Drew and not a merit of the Maryland scene.
Yeah. Right. But, oh, such a big counter hit there from Fairmuncher. Especially when like Setsuka's soul charge, if she can get it going again, it's another one of those soul charges that like it can be very, very scary. So definitely a big win there for Fairmuncher to just knock him out of it beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, on account of Pheromontous, he's that move in particular. I find that he's really good at placing it. The 4 people's K. Just attacking on insane amounts of damage. Wow, yeah.
Wow, you have to be so aware of 1K when she's in Soul Charge. Her options from stance get so much better. Oh, big wall splat. I don't think he can kill off this, but I should never say that because it's Pheromontous. So
No,
of course
they die here.
Yeah. Never mind. Again, like I said, it's always just I never know what's going to happen. It's a real thriller.
Well, now that I think about it, aside from Pheromontous, who do we have left that plays Ocelomel within the American scene?
Welcome
John
to the
Nettie.
stage of history retold.
Yeah, John Nettie.
I think Omega DR like emerges from his hiding, from his confinement, like once every few months.
I see Omega DR as like one of those like lich bosses that you'll find in like Mega Man Battle Network, right? Like you have to go to this like random dark area of the field, like you randomly find him every once in a while.
Yeah, he pops up, you know, but not as active as he once was. So yeah, definitely not. Pheromontous definitely. He definitely plays Ocelomel. Of that we are certain. Unlike Superfly Drew, who is not currently playing Ocelomel. Charging up the lethal thing.
Things that people do play or don't play Ocelomel.
Yeah.
Everyone
there are
does
2
different
types of
things.
people.
Yeah.
People who plays Ocelomel and people who don't play.
A really, really weird trade and air hit there.
Yeah. I would really like to see Drew like utilize. I'd really like to see Drew utilize Setsuka's 6A plus B because it's such like I feel like it really simplifies her whiff punishing capability. Like, and it's really good too. Like, it hurts. It's like stab. It's like Sophia's stab, except 1 button and longer.
Yeah, there was this initial period of time where Setsuka was... Okay.
You just let it rip. Okay, going for the break attack. He doesn't want to risk having to deal with CE or anything. Yeah, back off.
Yeah, good call. I think I'm like, back up here, don't worry about it. It's over. Or take 8 billion damage anyways. There was never a right answer.
Okay. Yeah, just spinning up his soul charge right now.
Guys, quick shout to Sovereign Knight for doing $100 for the tournament.
Oh wow. Wow.
Thank you
very much, Sovereign Knight.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sovereign. We all
Get the
really
claws
appreciate
coming.
you.
Yeah,
Merry
really
Christmas.
Right. Looking relatively solid for Drew right now, up 2 rounds, but you don't want to push Ocelomel too close to the end.
Yeah, this is kind of like a nerve-wracking situation to be in because like from here you want to spend some frames getting away from the edge, right? But you also want to still be able to contest your opponent. Yeah. Fighting against Zos is really just a battle for positioning the whole way. It feels like.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Drew decided to change the stage because, I mean, okay, that's going to secure him this game. That was such a good whip punish. That was such good awareness right there. Ran up, took the CE, tying it up 1-1.
This is the work of fate.
Very good on Drew. This is going to go to final match.
Yep.
My blade.
What's he going to do with
I
the
am
stage?
still
I think
not
that this
skilled.
is good enough for him. No, all right, he's going to reroll it. Oh, no, he's going to pick it. Of course he is.
Right.
I forgot.
That's right. We're on the new tournament.
Welcome to the
Yes,
stage of history retold.
And that's definitely a, yep, straight to Karemoran. Good call.
Definitely, controversial. I've spent a lot of time arguing why I'm in favor of this in front of massive crowds of people throwing tomatoes at me, and I'm glad that Pheromontous is utilizing it.
Regardless of what you think of it, it's definitely a good call, especially against Setsuka, whose ring out game is just like awful. It's one of
Literally the
one of the
worst
worst
in the
in
game.
It's probably the worst in the game.
Yeah, I think it's literally the worst ring out game in the game.
Yeah. So good call to just go for, honestly, I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for like a desert or something. But this is, he doesn't have to worry about carrying him out, and he can, just get that stage pressure going. I don't think that was real, but look at all that damage.
Oh my god. Oh, really good block.
Oh my god! That movement into the 4A plus. Wow. I can't believe Drew took that back. And it was such a weird way to take it back.
Unbelievable. Not once, but twice. He just out-timed it with moves that cost him the game they were playing.
It's just like the most, like, weird random timing.
It's just Drew. You really have to kind of like push your own timing back.
Wow, that was such good awareness for this. Okay, just trying to get the ball pressure, but I would feel like Drew want to counter soul charge here.
Yeah, I would love to counter soul charge here. Get him right back up.
I really feel like if he had just like stopped Thermador from being able to, you know, force anything with the counter soul charge at the wall, I think that could have been a lot better for Drew. But he's still doing fine. He's still got a bar, and all he needs is the Snowflake to get all 3 of the visions.
Yep. I believe that's just a few like normal hits, right?
Yes, normal hits.
Set up.
Yes, normal hits or run counter. Okay. I believe I could remember that, but
Everyone is going for the reverse ring out there.
big
Oh, this is
damage.
a lot of damage. Alright, doesn't take.
I don't know what Drew thought happened, but
Yeah, but only minus 16. Not going to be able to get a 3B there. Good duck.
he's got all 3 of the. Okay, alright, gets Thermador to just spend his soul charge right now. That means he doesn't have to worry about. It means Drew doesn't have to worry about the threat of the CE. Catches him in mid-range with that ring of heaven A. So sneaky.
Absolutely. So sneaky.
Okay. Oh, nice. A sidestep. Not too eager on the whiff punish. I think if he pulled the trigger a little earlier, he might have gotten countered by the second hit. Good patience from Drew there.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice counter hit. Thermador on, oh, good punish from Thermador. I think Thermador needs to try to, if he's able to win this round while tacking on a decent amount of guard damage, okay.
Yeah. Not the choice and a half.
My abyss.
Alright, but he's going to get a curse and a solid amount of damage. You know what? I mean, it's not like Setsuka's meter usage is bad. It's definitely not bad. But it's not like, I don't think it's as like definitively threatening. Like you can't let Setsuka get her bar, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a decent choice. But that's actually going to close it out for Drew right there.
Yes, it is.
Good stuff.
Are you happy?
Yeah, Drew really pulled it back together there. Impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, despite that being the case, Thermador and Drew, it was really close to the very end, you know? Like, it never really got one-sided. What I liked about the way that it was played is that Drew kind of always stayed position that he puts up his Ivy and his Xianghua.
I think he's actually really more so trying to phase out Ivy, if anything.
Well, what I mean is, as characters, he's taken very seriously.
I understand what you're saying.
Like, he doesn't play Ivy anymore, and I don't think he'll be going back to Ivy anytime soon, but...
we never can tell. It's,
Jordan is
it's like quantum physics.
Yeah. He is a character chameleon.
Yeah. But from Word, it's definitely going to be Ivy. Okay, so, essentially, like, not only do I think that Incendiate is going to pick Geralt just because that's the character he's been playing a lot, but I also just think that, especially compared to his other characters, I would be... Okay, no, the sides are just switched. The first thing I was like, are you serious? Is he actually going to play Ivy? There's no way, the sides have to be switched. Yeah. So it's, that is Word on the left and Incendiate on the right. But definitely, Geralt, I think, a very solid pick against Ivy, especially because he has, like, he can whiff punish Ivy from almost any range, which is very, very. It's a very nice quality of life thing to have. I don't think it's necessarily something you need to beat Ivy, but it makes things simpler, and it makes things harder for Ivy to just play her normal game or to be thoughtless about it.
I think also Ivy's nature of like evasion at like against the opponent's pressure, Geralt does really well against.
Yes, Geralt can really just like, it's not only is it a combination of that range that he has, but also just like Ivy can be very, it's like you said, like, you know, Ivy obviously doesn't have the strongest up close, like, pokey, scrappy sort of game, but she can be very evasive. She has a really, really strong back step. And she's got like good evasive moves and all that, and 3A just kind of shuts all that down. So he can really just force her to play patient, even up close. Yeah, and we see Incendiate using it. Of course, there's always that summon suffering to look out for.
Absolutely. I think actually how this match is going to be defined, I think, for Ivy players when it comes to I think it's going to be defined especially by how well you force the threat of SS.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's gonna be like how well Word can trip Incendiate up from being patient close, and that'll just disrupt the general game plan, I think. Because then he has to start, you know, sort of playing from further away, which is obviously Ivy's strength.
Oh, that yours missed.
Yeah, a little too early. Nice sidestep, and that's gonna be. No, it's not.
Maybe? Okay.
I think he might have. I think he expected the first hit during it. I don't think he expected the wall slap.
Yeah, it definitely did not look like it should.
Nice. That whole time, Incendiate was just like, all right, I'm just gonna wait and get it through.
He knew exactly what he was.
Especially because Word just plays very actively. I think. Really, you can't get Word to stop. Incendiate, very solid awareness of this. He's like, I'm not gonna worry too much about trying to contest him. Let my opportunity. I'm just going to let him present the opportunity to me.
Yeah, so Incendiate just kind of keeping it very simple, stupid right now.
Nice punish. Ult. Not quite a wall splat, but no GI or step. So.
One thing I appreciate. Incendiate has found a way to turn a character that I've always interpreted as having no Oki into a character that has Oki.
Speaking of Sophie, yeah, just gets in with the unblockable setup. Surprising, because Incendiate is a connoisseur of that setup, or at least was at one point. Okay, going for the SS mix-up.
Yep. Good call, because I don't know very many people who would have ducked it immediately kill it there.
Yeah. Too much with that CE.
Yeah.
Not sure what exactly he's expecting. Okay.
Absolutely reaching, and then you're gonna get, it's gonna cost you, I think.
Yeah.
Having to deal with Geralt's soul charge like this without having a way of like trying to punish him is that.
Yeah, I think he kind of had the right idea initially with sort of just backing off, because that's the thing about Geralt's soul charge is that like he has these really oppressive like ranged like tools, but it doesn't really get him that much offensively except for the meter grabs. But I think that he just he didn't stick out that defense for long enough, I think, and that's what got Incendiate the game. And we're picking the desert stage. Definitely, I think, overall to Ivy's favor, but it's not like Geralt doesn't have. Wow, weird stuff.
Yeah, I think that could have been maybe a dropped input. Or...
Yeah, I think that was definitely some sort of trigger. Okay. Get him with the 2K. All right, just really giving him the mix right now.
And it was good. I think
Stopping him from mashing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what I mean by enforced, right? Like SS the player to get them more energetic and more antsy.
Exactly.
And then counter hit them after, because they want to not get SS.
Yep. Oh my God! Catches him with 4-4A. Coolest move. Mostly just because you never see it. Yeah, just being really Word. Just he's got the command grabs. Like this guy's like got a macro. Like he just left him there.
That command grab was done almost like any other poke, you know?
Yeah, it was just on reaction. He's like, okay, I see him blocking back grab.
Yeah, that was great. And that's the kind of SS I think that can track. Wow. Okay.
There's some of that Oki that you were sort of talking about that Incendiate does with Geralt. A lot of like run up into 3D or grab.
Yeah, he's very much like learned how to turn Geralt's like situations on knockdown into set play. I'm just gonna take it with a perfect on that grab. But yeah, the set play I think with Geralt is kind of impressive from what Incendiate did.
Not in soul charge, Corby not gonna get finished there.
Fishing for maybe
really good awareness with Incendiate there. Yeah, he's not giving. Right, that was. Yes, that single duck turned the whole game around. Really good. We were talking a lot, right, about how you know she tries to grab so that you play around it, more impatient, more counter hitty, right? More counter hittable rather, but. Instead of, I mean, it's not like Ivy's mids are that great, you know.
Yeah, instead of trying to be super active, holding a duck like that is very powerful.
Yeah,
it's one of the things that people should do more against Astaroth too, right? As another character, for example, where the mids aren't that impressive, so it's okay to, but the counter hit game is strong, right?
Mhm.
So just hold a duck. Don't press anything, but just duck.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like sometimes it's okay to just play into the mix-up a bit because maybe it won't be. It's not always as bad to play into what your opponent is doing as you might think.
Yeah.
Especially in that sort of situation.
It's a mix-up for them too.
Yep, exactly.
That's one way to think about it. And you know, I like there are characters I wouldn't recommend it. You know, like don't hold a duck against serve, right? And just like sit there.
Oh, why not?
You know. But like there are plenty of characters where I think holding a duck and sitting there and being really stubborn about it, I think is very strong.
Very definitely a decision that turned the game around. Who do we got next, Ian?
This is Nowo versus Lionide.
Okay.
All right. I'm actually very excited for this because I don't know if people know this, but I am definitely a Nowo stan. I am a very, very big fan of Nowo. And I don't know where it comes from because Nowo plays one of my least favorite characters in the game.
He also plays other characters. And in fact, that's what I was going to say. Someone roll a die to determine what character Nowo will play because I truly like. It's not even that he plays a bunch of characters. It's just I can never tell. Like I don't know the context for when he's going to pick a character. Seems like he's going Mina here.
Yeah, I see Nowo as definitely like a Mina main who honeymoons with Valdo and plays a pretty good Mitsu whenever he needs to identify himself as Kashi.
I definitely feel like I've definitely seen spots where I'm like, wow, he really should go Mina here, and he utterly refuses to. Or even other characters. But it seems like he's just going straight for the Mina here. Nothing too complicated. Good old reliable.
A long time ago, I was always going, man, Nowo is so good. And it's such a weird playstyle, I think, for Mina too. Like I find that Mina, it's very easy to get placed into a cookie cutter category. You know.
One thing about Nowo is that he's very willing to brawl with Mina. Like if you get up and you fight him, like he does really well. Like in those situations.
Yeah, he'll
wants
actually
you to it.
He'll sit there and battle with you at close range with fast pokes, which you normally won't see with other Minas.
Yeah, definitely. One thing we should mention is that this stage is going to be, you know,
very, very bad.
Yeah, definitely favorable for Sun Mina.
Yeah.
All right, nice punish. I don't think he gets a kill there, but he gets the soul charge mixed up. Closing it out with the 2A.
This is a very powerful start for Nowo here.
Absolutely. Yeah, that 4-4B, so difficult to whip punish. Especially when you're playing from Europe.
Yeah, I believe that they had the that on it. It was like
17 frames.
17
frames of whip recovery.
And that's like after the whole thing is done.
Yeah.
Right? After you're worried about not getting hit by it. You only have 17 frames to press a button.
He knew he was going to die there no matter what. He just let it hit, but wow. Nowo closing out with a perfect Lionide. You're going to change the stage, right? There's just no way you want this stage in this matchup.
Yeah, this is rough. This is a matchup many a car ride with Jordan has been spent talking about how much he hates this matchup.
especially on that stage, man. Like you've got this character known for having one of the biggest sticks in the game, and this other character known for like thriving up close on a stage that starts you like 3 light years away from each other.
Art, you put the score in the wrong spot.
That is 1-0 for Nowo.
Yeah, good check. Nowo was so good at finding just the right times to check the opponent with low reward buttons, and then just mixing. Really is that scrappy Mina playstyle.
And really, kind of interesting how much they're scrapping. I mean, Changhua is just so good at scrapping, but no one is just really willing to play that up close game.
Yeah, I think it helps that natural inclination from a lot of players is that they want to
Fight Mina up close, yeah.
Yeah, and they also want to close the gap with their frame advantage because they expect you know, backsteps, right?
Right.
They
Yeah,
expect the Mina player to try to get away from it. So Noah was almost playing with like a +6, +4 frames on every interaction because Lionide runs forward a little bit after everything to account for that backstep. Noah was just pressing.
Yeah, definitely a big part of playing like a long-range character in general, I think, for like part of having like such a big stick compared to the other characters is that, you know, if they want to take their frame advantage, they have to get close.
Yeah.
So, it opens up a lot of opportunities for this approach.
Even if they're right at tip range, the threat of you backstepping their option and the threat of getting mixed up by Lionide is also there too.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it work. Getting up close. Really controlling the match at the start of this round, but
Fantastic duck.
big duck. Another duck. Same move going into the soul charge. Soul charge. So scary. Lionide trying to get his own going, but okay, not quite gonna close it out. Still back to the ring edge against Mina.
Oh my god, we almost got a repeat of the Wayside
Almost.
Tiger lost round.
Almost. Not quite. Pretty convincing 2-0 there from Noah.
Yeah, very, very strong Mina player, in my opinion.
And up next is
Is probably in the quarterfinals at least. This is the one I'm the most excited for. This
Me
is
Yeah.
too, actually. I always love to see Siegfried fight himself. Thermador versus Legit.
yeah, we got Thermador versus Legit. It's for me, it's less about Siegfried fighting himself and more just about like Thermador is insane. We've already talked about that. You know, Legit is he's definitely not as insane, but he's definitely a little unhinged. So like I said earlier, it's gonna be a real it's gonna be a crazy match. It's gonna be a crazy match. Like, that's all I can really say.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the stage.
Legit.
Of history.
Man, I've known Legit for a short while, and I've had such interactions with Legit. What a great guy. Can't wait to see him play.
I feel like there's something you're trying to imply there. I'm not really picking up on the tone
I don't
here.
know what I'm trying to say. It's weird. I really love-hate Legit.
Honestly, so at Summer Jam, right? Legit did this thing. He went up to like everyone and he did this, where he was like, you know, oh my God, you're blank blank, like this some player. I'm such a big fan. Can I get your autograph? And like if you asked him his tag, he's like, oh, I'm Billy Bob 321, and it was he literally said that, like Billy Bob.
Yeah, he literally.
And that, you know.
He did that to me too.
Yeah, I think I saw him do that to you. I saw him do it to someone. I rescued someone, and he was frustrated with me.
I think my the entire interaction really boiled down to what? No, I don't want to give you my autograph. No, no, I'm no one special. What's your tag? No, I don't believe you.
That's good. I'm glad you. But yeah, that definitely gave me a lot of insight into Legit. You know,
Yeah.
into his nature as a person, at least.
Legit is a man of the people. It's about having a good time, I think, and I respect that.
That's one interpretation that one can go for.
You know, all my interactions with Legit lately have been very positive, and I like him a lot. And I just wish that he didn't touch my knee.
Oh yeah, you weren't happy about that, were you? Forgot about that.
I will end this nightmare.
Anyways, we're not
Pilot.
going to tell any of you what that story is about. So we've got Thermador on the left, Legit on the right. Thermador, despite the fact that he may occasionally try to trick people into thinking he plays another character, will always be a nightmare player, no matter how terrible he is. And I mean that because he played him in 4. So it's definitely a matchup that's changed a lot throughout the course of Soulcalibur.
Yeah, Nightmare. I think I have to use
Doc does more damage. Bang! Just splats him against the wall. Enders does have a Kodak, yeah. Oh, that was such a good punish! It was made possible by the fact that AGA is now I-16 at every range. It used to be 17 at 10.
Colonel, I don't understand. After landing that move, a strange explosion occurred.
That's called a lethal hit.
Thank you so much for picking up what I was putting down. Because I feel like Nathan was internally for this.
Yeah.
Internal, so I needed you.
I don't know so much about internal. Anyways, we got nice blocks from Thermador here. Decree popping a soul charge and just barely misses the punish. Wow, that base hold K changed a lot. Thermador just spending his bar here. That was definitely a mess of AGA. Legit, just no respect. Gonna be
Okay.
lots of damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, when 66K splat,
Too ambitious.
not get very much.
Just
I
like
really
it.
appreciate their wins commitment to over.
Yeah, he was crouched and nothing was going to stop him.
Yep, alright, gonna get the RE here.
Nice duck! That was really aware. Alright, legit spending his soul charge again. Great sidestep. Oh my god, no respect. Again, both these players. Not keen on respect. Wow, I can't believe that worked.
This is again just talking about how when you do things is when Thermador hurts you.
Yeah. He knows. Like, he is so sensitive to it. When you are trying to control the match, to like lay down your offense, like mix up pressure, Thermador is just so good at that.
Anytime your offense is predicated on the fact that
I think he's dead.
no,
I think he might have been. Oh my god! That girl was insane. He said, what? That is
if there's
not supposed to happen.
anything that feels like more of a Thermador thing than that occurring,
I've never
I
seen.
can't.
Did he do it too early? Is that like a thing where you have to delay this one?
I'd put money he did it on purpose so that he could tell us that it's a reason why Nightmare.
Well, I've actually just never seen that before, but also maybe you're right. That's a good theory. Okay, just committing to the duck.
So
Oh my god, that wasn't even a counter hit. He just didn't block. Okay. Alright, wow. Really good 2K there.
Yellow. Super impressive check. Oh, that's all.
Alright, big meter advantage for legit, but the truth of the matter is you never have a meter advantage against Nightmare. Like, he just gets meter so quickly. Like, right here, look at that. Bam. He's got a bar.
Yep.
He's got more than a bar.
Bar to quarter, really.
Yeah. He'll have more soon.
I like how, so previously, one of the established things was legit died for doing 6A hold, and legit's answer to that was heatedly for 6A. Right, and it's working. That's stubborn.
Both these definitely stubborn players. Okay, I really wish Thermador had just let himself take the break there, because his guard is on the fritz. Yeah, he's still red. Yeah, he started off still red, and you gain guard gauge like at the start of the round.
Yeah, you get like 20% back almost. You get a nice charge. Really nice. Getting.
Oh my god, he was I think that was supposed to be a tech trap. Wow, drop kick. Supposed to be a tech trap earlier, but it was too late on the trigger. No punish, which is popping for a charge. Okay.
Alright.
Oh my god. Surprise no lethal hit. Legit, still, he lost his Dark Legacy, but he still has Soul Charge.
Oh my god, good duck and reaction with Thermador.
Yeah, I see what he was going for with the base hold A. trying to just like stop Thermador from taking like a sidestep into attack against a slide B. But just Thermador keeping it pace. And he didn't get guard broken, I think. And he's back to okay, back to yellow again though.
Back to stable conditions. Okay, back to unstable conditions.
Alright, he doesn't even need to spend here. Yeah, legit just spending his guard gauge right now. The only other resource he has is this guard break, and he can't kill off of this because the wall is blue.
Yeah.
But
he will get basically, he'll put him almost in a mix-up.
Wow.
Himself.
I think I wonder if letting the last hit would have broken the armor. I think it might have, but I'm not sure. Anyways, again, another instance where I'm not sure if Thermador had like some incredible awareness there or if he just pressed a button.
You know, he could only be right so much before I go, it's him. It's really just...
Yeah.
He's...
I understand what you're saying. Look, I understand what you're saying, but we'll talk about it after this round because this is an important round. Alright, so Thermador just spending the soul charge right now. If that Shredder had counter hit, it would have won him. Alright, he's just, I think that's it. Alright, very anticlimactic end to a very climactic.
Yeah, really impressive play by both of them, in my opinion, actually. I think that they both knew how to scrap. I think the issue is that Thermador is just... I think there's a very aged and very long-established decision on his part to be really good at destroying people for trying to check him or play like a little bit outside their bounds when it comes to their offense against him, like you always say about the way he plays.
Yeah,
and
I'm not sure. I'll never be able to like understand it. Like the way I beat Thermador is like, okay, I'm just gonna run away. Like I'm not worrying about this. I'll never be able to understand how to play around it. Anyways, who we got next, Ian?
So before we go on to that, I want to give us a moment to talk about the match at Reno.
Of course.
We are going into winners semifinals, but Art, you there? You want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'm here. So I'm just getting the layers going.
All right.
For the stream can see it. Sorry, where are we at? There it is. Oh no, oops. That is this is what you're watching. Thank you guys for watching. But what I wanted to show you guys was the Match Reno page. There it is. All right, so currently we're at $130. Thank you guys so much for the support. Once again, we still have. Let me see how many codes we have. I always refresh. See how many codes we have to use. We still have 68 codes left to use, guys. So please take a second of your time and hop out the tournament if you can. It's completely free. ! Match Reno on the chat if you need the link. You can log in via your Twitch ID and click claim code button. It's that easy. And once you're done with that, make sure you guys use all of the sponsor quests. I just use it myself. Donate a free 25 cents to the prize pool. It is that easy, guys. And the sponsor quests are all on the bottom below. Look at all that. All these clicks, these donate to the prize pool, and they're all completely free. Some of these are even 50 cents. So yeah, get to it, guys. Get clicking. And thank y'all for supporting the tournament.
In that short description, I just contributed $1 for free. Look at that.
There you go.
All right. So here's the deal. We got winner semifinals. We're gonna have Incendiate versus Superfly Drew, and then we're gonna have Nowo versus Thermador.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
I think Incendiate is doing the usual. Slightly indisposed for a moment, so we got Drew on one side. I don't actually know if he started setting up the buttons yet now, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Losers is getting narrowed down. I have no idea who else is going to be in top 8, but we'll see that when these matches finish.
I'm presuming loser streaming starts at top 8, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna after we finish up with winners semifinals, we'll have some losers matches.
Okay, cool.
Oh, we do have some results.
Is it cool, Ian, if after winner semis that I hop off the mic?
Yeah, no problem. I will pick it up.
Cool.
All right.
Alright, so yeah, it's gonna be Geralt.
Mako was confirming that he's held here against his own will.
Against my will.
Yeah.
I've been abducted and
Abducted to be Soulcalibur commentary.
yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, you ask everyone you know, and everybody's like, "Oh no, I got a thing to do." So,
Sometimes.
Can I get a bathroom pass, by the way?
yeah, what?
A bathroom pass?
Oh,
Please.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do I need like
No
a
worries.
take someone with me or?
I'll go with you. I'll be right back.
Show me what you got.
All right. So it's NDA versus Drew.
I wasn't kidding though. I'll be right back.
Okay. I will commentate while both commentators are in the bathroom.
When souls
Or Ian, I've seen the situation and I have returned promptly.
Hey.
We probably could.
No, don't worry. It's okay.
I
Yeah.
must also draw steam.
What's happening is happening.
Battle
Thank you.
1. Fight.
Alright, so yeah, got Incendiate on Geralt. We already talked about that. Trying to make him like one of his new primary characters. Super Fly Drew on Setsuka. Been a staple of him for a while. It was not a punish.
Spins.
Nice. Yeah,
Oh.
sidestep.
Far away from the for a punish.
Alright, catches him moving. This is a strange matchup. I haven't really played it a ton. Around when Setsuka came out is really around when I started switching to Amy. But it's definitely like I think a matchup where Geralt's like mid to long range superiority I think is definitely relevant here.
Wow. So up close, Setsuka just dominates. Or is
Not even that necessarily. I think it's probably she might have an edge up close, but I just think that like the fact is the fact that Geralt can just like run away and like, control space from really far means that Setsuka is going to have to like sort of try and get it. But at the same time, I mean, you know, Setsuka has, you know, she's no slouch in neutral either necessarily, and she's solid up close as well.
I return.
Alright. Now, Nathan, if you need, you can go.
Okay,
I will keep it going.
I'll wait till after this match. Just so
Okay. Alright, no problem.
all right, just weird moving stuff. Nice. Really just committing to the sidestep. Setsuka definitely has to take some different measures in order to stop people from sidestepping.
I think he has to be very deliberate.
Yeah, definitely.
Very deliberate.
Nice, that's gonna close out the round. No, it's not, because he messed up the 660 plus K. If I'm Drew, I wanna try and win this round, but that's not what happened.
You know, historically, whenever they played, I've always noticed that Drew seems to have like some natural metric for hitting Incendiary.
Yeah, it's definitely, I've definitely seen their games get very, very close before.
Yeah.
Oh! Alright, gets him out of dodge. Doesn't have to worry about Russian grenades. Jordan, Incendiate really wants that. Nice stuff. Incendiate really wants that 1 AB lethal hit. Alright, spending the 60 speed there. Yeah, because Drew has 2 full bars of 1 AB, Geralt will lethal hit. And that's something Incendiate really tries to put into his game plan, yeah.
Well, more than almost any player I've seen play Geralt, will he 1 AB constantly.
Okay, yeah, like you said, just that natural inclination for Incendiate's timing.
Yeah, it's really strange. I really feel like I'm watching someone who has like a natural strength against this like type of creature.
Yeah. Can't believe that Drew hasn't spent his bar, but maybe he's worried about the silver sword stuff.
Oh, this is so scary.
Being so odd. Okay, very good patient focus. I really like that's something he's been doing this tournament. It's like it's something you kind of have to do with Geralt. Really, it's like you hit your opponent, and instead of just trying to stop them, like forcing your frame advantage with buttons, he just sidesteps.
Yeah. Yep.
Welcome
Take
to
advantage of the fact that
stage
your
of
opponent
history,
probably
Nathan.
is not very inclined to mash against you.
But it's a good low risk way of stopping them from mashing against you while not sticking your neck out too much.
Exactly.
Seems
Yeah.
Battle 1. Fight. Take that.
Let your opponent hang yourself. I think that's the idea of Geralt.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Are you gonna or even up their meter. No, it's not. God, Setsuka just gets no bar from her reversal edge.
I didn't realize it was that different for character.
It's just Setsuka, actually.
Oh, really?
She just gets less bar when from her reversal edge. Not going for punish there. Blech. Really good timing there on the 660B. Sorry, on the 60B.
Battle 2. Fight.
The classic Geralt.
Yep.
Well-timed 6BBs.
Definitely something I see Incendiate do a lot is he'll really just like commit to some defensive option. Like just commit to a sidestep or just commit to a duck. It's definitely something he's very aware of what to do.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I find that being that committal really rewards you when you are correct, you know?
I think I see Drew right now kind of trying to take advantage of that with like the sort of weird run up into 3B thing. But yeah, he's just gonna have to. One thing about the way Incendiate does it is that he's always like kind of switching it around. Like he's trying to stay one step ahead of you in that regard. Alright, nice. Side step. No punish. I would really love to see Drew like just toss out some 6A plus Bs, both as punishers. You know he wanted to see probably.
Yeah, or maybe even like
just committing to that sidestep, which is a very obnoxious option for Setsuka to deal with. Okay.
I think 2-4A feels like it would be oh god.
Yeah,
it would be such an impressive move here. I think.
Yeah, I'd love to see more 2-4A. I'd love to see more. I'd see more 2-4A. I'd love to see more 6A plus. Oh, that was not a whip punish. He actually just ducked into that.
Oh really? Oh, he's getting just chipped away now.
Yep, but one way to go about it. But again, Setsuka is one of the characters that has that potential to be explosive. Again, there's just that commitment. It's very he picks these very like awkward spots to just decide to commit.
Yeah.
Very deliberate.
I think my favorite part about it was getting hit by a mid 4 times in a row at close range and then going, yes, right here, this is the moment.
Need to investigate.
Yeah. But a solid 2-0 from Incendiate. It was looking a little sort of shaky the first game, but...
Yeah, it was definitely looking like it was going to go down the Drew just kind of has his timing, gonna win.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Incendiate really picked it up and kept it solid the whole way through and was able to make it out of that match with a W.
Yep, walked out clean, which will put Incendiate in winners finals, and that will put us in the other side of winners semis.
Yep,
which
with
is
Noah Thermador.
yes.
So Thermador, who I believe is one of the main people who taught Yoki about Soulcalibur 6, like kind of the higher level of like gameplay, and practiced with her constantly, right? So has a lot of experience in the Mina matchup, which I imagine should help him a lot. And I can't remember any time I've seen these two fight against each other. I feel like they've never played against one another in tournament, at least to my knowledge, online or off, for that matter.
Also, I mean, I've seen Thermador play Mina. He's got a very solid handle on, you know, everything the character can do.
Yeah.
So
his Mina is like, it's clear that he understands the character to a strong degree, but he plays her like a joke, and I find that really funny.
You mean like he plays everything else?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I find it funny that no matter when you see Thermador pick up another character, it's like he picks up another character going like, see how broken this is? See how OP?
yeah.
I wish Nightmare had
He
this.
literally says that.
Yeah.
One.
Those words have come out of his mouth. This character's stupid. Nightmare sucks.
Thermador, one of the most well-loved down players in the community. A rare title. Wow, that was such a weird-looking grab. I loved it so much.
Nobody gets to reach his head.
Keeping it awkward. Hard to punish.
Oh, he didn't block.
Yeah, just caught his timing right there.
think he just started to step and then like
Yep.
drilled.
Yeah, basically, yep. Just started his sidestep, let go of the guard button, and got drilled. Yeah, 2-2 AA I think is an absolute powerhouse in this matchup because I don't think Mina has a reasonable punish for that move.
Ooh, good 9K.
Yeah, actually, really impressive. Welcome back.
What do we got going on here? What's the situation?
Thermador honestly showed like in its like very impressive play of how well he knows this matchup. Like
Yeah, I heard you talking about how he's, he has a lot of experience fighting Yoki. So definitely a matchup that he's gonna be familiar with too.
Well, one thing I took note of earlier was 2-2 AA. Mina actually cannot punish him at most ranges.
Can she not even get like deep hits?
At most ranges, no.
That makes sense.
He tried earlier in the first round.
Wow. Oh, like about that time. Pretty commanding first game from Thermador.
See, this is the kind of thing that when I played against Thermador at Summer Jam, made me really angry. Because Thermador is really good at making you feel like when you do decide to start like to slow down. Thermador sometimes can make you feel like an idiot for doing so. Like it feels like he very intentionally wants to throw a button at you that makes you feel dumb for like slowing down and trying to let him hang himself. And I think you have to commit. You have to keep going. You can't just let him deter you from the strategy.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that that is a series of coincidences. Thermador is not actually aware and performing abstract thought. We don't know why it happens, but it just seems to continuously, it's a consistent phenomenon.
Are you saying that Thermador is like a pea zombie or something?
Oh my god.
I'm glad someone actually got that. This is
No, don't worry, I didn't get it. But, okay. Noah really turning it around in this round.
Turning it around in this round.
Yeah.
Good on Noah, finally getting something on the board here. Show signs of life in this match. And Thermador decides to start the match by counter hitting him with 4KK.
Alright. Pushing him towards the ring edge. Oki. Nice block. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's gonna be a big chunk of damage into the tech trap. Wow. Just too anxious on the movement. Oh, that was convincing.
That is, yeah. And this is how honestly he's been playing most of the rounds. It's just such a strong showing. And 2-2A is really carrying so much weight.
I don't know. I think if he gets the ABA, it's dead. Nope. Okay, but still massive life lead. And he's still got the meter. Oh, you can step guard there. Yeah, big counter hit. Nice. Commitment to the duck. Noah there. I really think that Thermador should just spend his meter. I don't know what he's holding on to it for. And he's gonna... Wow. Okay. Alright. That was, again, scrappy. Yeah, I'm really surprised that Thermador didn't spend it. Spending it right off the bat here, which I like. Getting the chip damage, getting the guard damage. Noah just spending his soul charge right here.
Oh, that's so scary.
He messed it up. I think that would have been dead. Nice block. Nice block. He's just really tuned into where Noah wants to let these hell sweeps rip. Oh, that was that reverse ledge was too much. Thermador is gonna close it out 2-0. Noah almost starting to mount a comeback there, but still pretty convincing game, I'd say.
Yeah, honestly, it felt like Thermador was at the front foot of that the entire time, playing really well.
Absolutely.
Not much more I could say other than just playing super well. Showed a lot of confidence in the matchup and really knew how to not let up. You know.
Yeah. All right. Is this where I take my leave, Ian?
Go for it. If you wanna say goodbye to the people, shout out anything, go for it.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget tonight to the Matcherino, etc., etc. and you all have a good night.
Hey, Chad, everyone convince him to stay.
No.
It's like, I was gonna say like thank you for coming, but okay.
I do appreciate that aspect of Nathan. I appreciate Nathan's ability to just go goodbye and leave.
Yep, that is certainly a thing he can do.
He takes
So-
it from Jay, his father.
That's true. That's true. Nathan is in many ways Jay's son. Anyway, here we are. We're gonna get Thermador versus Sly Tiger up on the stream now.
Alrighty.
This is the other side of top
Welcome to
8.
the
We are in
stage of
losers.
history retold.
One of these people will be fighting No-Wo, and the other will be going home. They're already at home. Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, Pheromone's Sly Tiger. I don't know much about the Talon and Soslomel matchup in specifics, but I figure just right off the top of my head, I get the impression that it's quite annoying for Talon. You know, I get the impression that Zoslamel should have quite a bunch of options to really make Talon not feel happy between like 4-6B and just the coverage in his kit.
Oh, Art, swap those names, and also I believe Sly Tiger is unaffiliated now. He left the Luminary.
Yes, Sly Tiger did leave.
So that team tag for him.
Immediately getting started with a 6B plus K, just kind of getting his curse as quick as possible. Alright, cool.
Keeping him in there with Talon hard combos.
Yeah, I personally get the impression that okay, kind of a weird situation. Wasn't really able to confirm anything there. Kind of got just like a 1A. Alright, good attempt to check 2A there. You know, there's one thing, it's Talon players who kind of use their OP by doing like run up 2 ways. That could be really hard. It can get just a huge time stop combo right there.
That caught. Okay. That happened.
Yeah, it does.
Grab him out of the back step, I think.
I really hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Follow him, everybody. Anyway. Letting the RE rock, and that's gonna be
oh yeah, I think on some characters you just get it guaranteed back in that situation.
Talon spun too many times, maybe.
Yeah. Alright, Sly Tiger just right on all of the grabs so far. Right on every grab, not stopping.
Get on the ground,
right.
smart. Alright.
Good awareness from Pheromone's just being. Oh wait, what's going to be the?
Thermador's combo time. Oh,
yep.
Okay. Whoa. That was crazy round end right
Wow.
there. Holy crap.
That was really impressive. Like there was so many layers of decision making and awareness that he had to be really careful. Not just guess correctly, just be careful and make the right decisions, and he was able to do it all. Attacking on the guard damage. In Pheromone's world, ideally he's able to win this round without having to break it.
Well, bad news on that.
Yeah.
He's done the soul charge to get out of that situation, and he's gone.
Yep, that's desperate. Gets wind cannon.
Wind cannon to death.
Shotgun. Alright, finally guessing wrong on the grabs. Look at that. Yeah, Talon can make having RE safe attacks feel so weird sometimes.
Yeah, like, okay, it's already safe, but she could just spin. Ride. Soul charge. Oh no combo from that. He had like 2 bursts.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was really only able to turn that situation in his favor, plus frames wise. But
oh shit!
Okay.
That was really cool. That was all really cool stuff that just happened.
Yep. Unfortunately, lost all the guard damage he spent this match accumulating. So.
Yep, well, you know, sometimes you own that.
Well, you know what? Still gets a curse out of it. Gets some pressure, and hey, it worked out.
Yeah, this turned into a lot of damage actually, so maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Little. Oh.
Talon be like, I can whiff the first 2 or 3 hits of this string. It's gonna hit you anyway.
Almost was able to get a huge wall slap that probably led to the end of the game there. Tried to go for lethal.
Nice react, or maybe not even reaction, but like knowledge out of the RE cancel there.
Yeah, 2-2B being like a sidestepping tech crouching attack that anti-airs like was a pretty good option.
Very smart.
You know, lesser known fact on most of the small female characters in SC6, Zasalamel gets the guaranteed like 2A plus B half-life 4-6B time stop combos. Like they're just guaranteed. He gets all those like janky combos that are kind of fake on other characters, or just real against a lot of these small girls.
A very interesting weight there.
Yeah.
Very good.
This round was so just immediately in Sly Tiger's favor.
I think whatever he was thinking about there on the menu between rounds, between matches, must have come up with something.
Yeah, what on earth was that? That didn't even look like a tech trap to me.
But now he's just getting thermal.
And that's closing it up.
Sometimes he gets wrong against us. Superman punch across the screen. Good stuff. Okay. Called it correctly.
Gonna get a. Why does he use 3B? I can't tell if this is like a misinformation.
She was just very turned.
Wow, Sly Tiger's absolutely committed to continuing his offense. Yep, that's comes around. Very much as though with he's got some bar of his own. He could easily find a way to make something happen here.
I mean, Duck was sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, he had the full charge. Yeah. All right, let's see what we do. Duke in a few times, maybe. Oh god.
Yeah.
Your hope in shreds.
Alright, yep, huge punish. This is
What
specifically... Oh my god. I remember when Ramon got hit by that, like, not too long ago in one of the online events.
Look at his current hunters.
I promised myself I will only ever stand guard if Paramunchers ever goes up. I will not go down like my forefathers.
Oh wow. The timing on Sly Tiger though basically took him out. Oh, he's still alive.
Yep, still living. Oh, this is such an unfortunate series of events for Paramunchers, and Sly Tiger ends up taking it. Wow, that was such a comeback.
Yeah. I want to say that Sly Tiger hit some real, well, I don't know. I want to say he hit some Zen mode there, but because there were a few interactions where he just the timing of what he did was so different from what I'm used to seeing from him, and damn. But it's still anyone's game. I think Thermador is he wants to get right back in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just keep beating him up.
Thermador, though, seems like with that slight break, seems to have taken a different approach to at least his timing. I definitely feel the difference in terms of Thermador's approach to the game at this point. All right, yep, gonna get a huge conversion like always. Yep. 2-2B right after the safe 3AK against CR8 and gets it.
Doesn't quite connect with the big range zombie nonsense. It's so scary every time he does that. Even if you're blocking it, you're like, well, what now?
Yeah, Zosimo is very good at if you don't take an active effort in trying to deal with the strings on block, they tend to feel like they just loop into each other all the time.
Exactly. Still charging out of danger. Oh wow! Nuke the bar.
Yep. Really, really good call to pick 4A as an option there, though, specifically to at least deal with any air shenanigans. But Sly Tiger gonna take it anyways. Looks like they're doing a good job of kind of poking out Thermador at the start of that. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Big damage here. Oh, he had it. He just wasn't able to commit to his duck. And that's, yep. Alright, Slytech looking like he's in kind of control to win this, but will Pheromone just be able to mount this, Yep.
He's got, you know, the control of the round so far, although that GI didn't matter. Still in there. Okay. First ledge to trial.
Alright, so Slide Tiger's going to be going into this with 2 bars a meter. That's a really big advantage to have as Talum. Her meter usage is quite strong.
Dedicate this to the win.
Yup.
Lock. So you tried to step back out. Like, recovery?
Plus,
you're recovering.
Oh my god, wait, did he lost his bar? I did not notice that, but it doesn't matter. Oh, he wasn't able to fully confirm.
Oh, wait. They convert. There it is.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
I shall continue with my quest until I...
That was a tense round.
Yeah, that really was. Good job to both these players. They really made it kind of a nail-biter. Very much just closing it out at the end there with just a very disrespectful 3K to close it out. You know, I-14 wall splats rings out on that stage. You know, very good for Zoslamo, honestly. But you know, fast counter hitting tools. That was kind of the modus operandi for both those characters. I think that wall splat. I mean.
Yes, indeed. All right, we're just we're gonna get legit versus Father Ramon. Probably gonna take a moment here just to get everybody in game. I'm like seeing the usual hydration is in effect.
Everyone remember to hydrate.
Yep. While that's happening, actually, this is probably like the perfect time for a Maturino talk.
Yeah. So remember, everyone, give the gift of money. Support your Soulcalibur players and Soulcalibur / fighting game streamers. Spread love and joy and cheer to the entire community by donating your hard-earned cash to the Maturino.
You don't have to donate any cash. It's the best part. You can just use one of the free 63 free codes to donate 25 cents. Or click the various sponsor quests from our various partners to donate even more to the tournament.
Stage of history retold.
Exactly. And, you know, if donating your hard-earned cash is not the option, then what NYC Furby just mentioned is the perfect way. Donate a little bit of your time. Just 30 seconds is all it takes to be able to hit at least 5 of those contribution codes. I would know. I did it. Aside from that, let's everyone take a hydration break and I don't know, let's talk, chat. How are you guys doing? How's this Friday night going for everybody?
Well, I'm going to answer your question even though you didn't address it to me.
Absolutely.
I am now taking PTO as of starting when I left work today until 2022. I'm very happy about that because god damn it, do I ever need a break.
Well, yeah, dude, take a well-deserved break.
Yeah, man.
You know?
It's that time of the year.
Yeah, just relax. You know, you got your PTO until January, so.
Fuck yeah. Alright. Here we are with Legit versus Ramon.
Battle 1.
This is also one of my favorite matchups, the Legit versus Sophie.
It's such a classic matchup because historically, this is like the test matchup for do you actually know how to play Siegfried safely? Because otherwise, Sophie will stab the shit out of you.
This is why I always lose to Ramon. Is the answer to that question is no, I do not. He always tells me, like, I wasn't safe, you get whacked for that. So I'm just like,
It very much feels like a midterm exam of a matchup.
Yeah, it's true. Every time I lose to Ramon, it's almost always that he just stood there and let me kill myself. Very little of it was actually just him, like, you know, giving me like nonsense of any Soulcalibur kind. He's just like, all right, bring it, and then I hit my buttons, and he was like, no, you idiot.
Very much quintessential, like, Ramon style too.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's not quite doing exactly what I described to Legit here, but it's close.
Yeah, for what it's worth, it's probably because Legit knows that he should be really worried about pressing a lot of things, but in return, Ramon is now teaching him that there's a second layer to all this, where if you're afraid to do things, you're just going to get peppered by pokes the entire game.
Exactly. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta 1K you a few times while you don't. Oh, okay. Very cool stuff from Legit. Not a punish. There it is.
Yep, and the 2-2-BAK just cleanly answering that situation.
Ooh, good 6D on Ramon's run up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making the block off. Wow! You're just staring at each other.
Oh man, yeah, that was really awkward and kind of funny timing, to be honest.
Doing the usual.
I'm trying to go for the little bit of a cheeky wall spot there, something Ramon likes to do once in a while when he gets bored, I feel like. Oh, really tacking up the Guardian.
I'm actually really appreciating what Legit's doing here to not fall into the trap. So I tried right off the bat. What?
Oh my god, that's gonna do so much damage.
Nope.
I do not desire a false salvation.
Counter soul charge. Oof. Run up, sidestep. Love it. Oh! I just learned something.
That was actually very cool.
I need to try that.
Oh my god. This is so nerve-wracking now.
Whoa! Damn, okay.
Okay, gonna get the 60 and gonna get the blow from it too. It's not gonna kill, I don't think.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
definitely not gonna kill.
That's what I did. Yep, there it is. One little hill do it.
Really, really good step duck from Legit there.
For my sins myself.
Really kind of punishing Ramon's tendencies to kind of start a lot of his pressure with grabs. A lot of his mix-ups begin with the grab game, and it seems like Legit also started with ducking as like his initial defensive position, you know?
Looks like Legit did all of that with the wrong buttons.
Okay.
So, you know, cool.
There's a lot of interpretations for that, you know? I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome to the
You know,
stage
funny
of
story.
history.
One time, and yeah, you know what? I'm willing to let everyone know this. Okay, so at the old Jaxel Domes before he was rightfully,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, at the Jackson, there was this one time where me and Ramon were about to play. He beat me the first match, and then found out that he had the wrong buttons. And then I found out that I had the wrong buttons. And then I tried to change my buttons. And then I did them wrong again. And then I asked him to change it. And then they were wrong the third time. I won. And then I looked at him and I'm like, hey, Ramon, I need to change my buttons. After 5 button changes in a row, Ramon just looked at me and was like, come on! Like, what the fuck? And
I don't know. How did you get it wrong 5 times?
And at that point, I have been playing for a year. This wasn't like, oh yeah, Enders is brand new to the game, you know?
Great wall combo there from Legit. Do not be against the wall against Siegfried. You will regret it. Oh, got both halves to throw. Oh, don't do that. Oh my god, you can do that?
Yes, yep.
Fuck my.
React and just wrong at the very end there.
I'm learning. You know what? This is one of the reasons I love watching Legit is that I learn a lot of stuff from.
Yeah, one thing to it's nice to watch someone play your character because you can learn a lot. It's also nice to watch Ramon fight your character.
True.
Because Ramon is very good at teaching you things about your character you might not have known.
Very true. He tried to move 3 times in a row, and each time it was the wrong decision.
Oh gods!
Oh man, it's the next slice from Ramon. Legendary side step grabs. Ooh, good GTB AK.
This is it!
Well, not quite close enough for that, but big Sophie damage coming.
You will know.
High execution combo. What's Ramon trying to show off?
That combo was really cool and looked awesome. Good shit.
Yeah, high execution and aesthetically pleasing.
I do not desire a false salvation.
We're in full charge now, Legit, trying to get out of the situation. Unfortunate.
Yep, no full commitment there from Legit on the base hold. Alright.
Sad.
Oh my god.
I will pray for you.
I did not know that that's what happens to you in that trade. I did not know that that's what happens to you in that trade. That was disgusting.
That stabbed, I suppose. Ooh, punish, sort of.
Yep, unfortunately,
2-2 BAK is like, you know, whatever you punish with, it's not going to be as much as you think it's going to be.
yeah, alternatively, it could be more than you ever imagined. It just depends on kind of
Oh,
what
that's going to hurt. Oh, okay, never mind. That's not what I expected to happen at all.
Wow, just Legit is so just on point with these decisions to duck every time.
Yeah, so very surprising. That's a hard thing against Sophie. What the? Wow.
Wow, that's random timing on the RE there. Okay, finally, yeah, Ramon is tired of him ducking every time.
Ooh, good mix up with the 6AB.
Yeah, if that was a 6AA, that could have spelled disaster.
My resolve will never falter.
But he would have ducked it, is the important thing.
Oh!
Get lightning.
That was also a reaction. Why is Ramon so nice?
Basically that, yeah. Ramon just, you know, he's not gonna mess around in this matchup. He's played it a million times and he knows all the tricks, and you can't shenanigans him to death.
Man, Ramon really has like the reactions of a hyperactive 8-year-old somehow.
He does have really good reactions for as you know, in his own words, an old guy, right?
Yeah.
Even though I consider him to be a youngster. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
It's all relative.
It all comes down to this. Yeah. Yes.
Bam. I really like that move aesthetically as well.
These are definitely two of my favorite characters in the Soulcalibur canon.
I think they are cool characters. I mean, you know I am a 60%, so.
You know how I fucked with the paladins as it were.
Yep.
Block on that. Punish.
Good punish from Ramon.
Desire a false salvation.
Ready?
Just grab him.
Forgive me. Oh God.
Yep. Could be really up, spending the bar here. Really big for Ramon.
I am 100% sure Legit is mad as hell at whatever happened there.
Yeah, I would be too.
Oh God. Yeah, I have no idea what. I know that I've seen Legit have like random-ish frame rate lag in Parsec. I don't know. I can't attribute it to anything. It maybe his graphics, maybe his CPU. I really don't know. But man, I feel bad about that. All right, good shit from Ramon. He's gonna move on to fight Superfly Drew the next round. Let's continue on with losers.
Okay. All right. So, who do you say we have up next? We have
We're gonna have Nowo and Pheromontris.
Noah and Pheromontris. Okay.
Then we're gonna go back to we're gonna finish this up with them and Drew versus Ramon, and then we're gonna go back to winners for winners finals, and it'll just be a clean path to grand finals.
Okay. If it's I'll be back shortly. I need to go to the kitchen and get myself something.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Everybody left you, Ian. You're alone.
It's okay. It's okay. I know what to do in those circumstances.
Yeah, thank you to Soloshi and Zero for the sub. I really appreciate the support, guys. Like the subs are what keep the channel going. So.
Yeah, I saw I think what, like 4 or 5 subs so far this stream.
Yeah.
Good shit. I think when I signed on, I got a renewal reminder and didn't use it. But yeah, I'm still on there.
Let's begin.
Wise choice.
Thank you, Ian.
Of course. All right, so this is, as I said, Pheromontris versus Nowo. Pheromontris on the left with Zas. And, I feel like we saw. Didn't we see this matchup? Didn't they fight? No, it was. How did Thermador get here? Thermador had to fight Red Master and Brew Slide Tiger.
Ready? You are mine.
Swing into the knees. Mina will do. Nice little micro stuff there from Nothing like that, though. Nice post GI punch. That's gonna do it. Round 1 for Pheromontris.
Battle 2. Fight. Ready?
All right, I'm back.
He's back.
Yep. Just had to get myself a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios. Yeah.
So here we are with Pheromontris and Nowo. I'm not really sure how the Zas versus Mina works out. They, like, Mina obviously is the longest range, but Zas's range is really kind of almost. It's gonna die. It's gonna hurt a lot.
The way I interpret this matchup is that you have one character, so Zaslamo holds the up close fight, right? I think, like, very convincingly. But what Mina has going for her is that she's one of the few characters in the game that can reasonably punish Zaslamel, with punish Zaslamel from like every range with no problem. You know, without having to worry. Oh my god. Because a lot of other characters, you know, when Zos presses a button from a distance, they have to run up, but also avoid the button because it's gonna do a second hit that pulls backwards towards Zoslamel, and they have to like go through all these gymnastics to be able to punish Zoslamel sometimes from a distance. Mina doesn't have to do any of that.
Mina just like hits you with her giant balloon.
Yeah.
Oh well, sometimes Zos will just outrange Mina like there.
Oh. Ready? Alright, go for bad damage. Mina, despite being a real character, has a large hitbox, so does not get the guaranteed counter.
She has a wide stance. She has to plant her feet far apart.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I always found it like I want to like Mina so much more than I do as a character, because she uses conceptually my favorite weapon from history.
A broom? Feather duster?
Yes. I love cleats.
Stage of history.
Like as a general concept,
Yes, exactly.
especially in combat.
Pheromontress is taking us to Kaer Morhen.
Yeah, that's another thing. As Rastalk pointed out, her 4K, the AGI attached to that move is really powerful against Zoslamel in particular. Because outside of 4B, Zoslamel doesn't really have like. Alright, that was the best.
The setup didn't work this time. That worked in the last match we saw.
God bless, because
I did not fall for it.
I love watching that setup hit people, but I hate that setup.
I agree, it's pretty good shit.
Like,
The hops.
yep, the 4-4-B was so well placed there. Noah really looks like he's kind of just running wild at the moment.
Good step. Nice patience. Wow. What's that? Just out of range.
And that side throw does a lot of damage.
Hell yeah. Does that work? Wow.
Yes, it does. Absolutely does.
Mina.
You know,
One thing, and that's the thing. Just needed to
really
roll.
interesting option. I like it.
Yep. Perfect timing. Went for the right on point, did not get it.
Yep.
Ring out.
It very well may be, and it is. Nowo takes it, moving on to what? That's loser semis.
Yeah, loser semis.
Loser semis.
So there, Noah is gonna have to fight the winner of the next match, which is gonna be Superfly Drew versus Remote.
Oh, that's a Discord team kill right there.
Indeed, it is.
Yep.
These guys are members of a streaming band of motley crew of variety stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Check out Ramon's.
Soulcalibur.
Yeah, check out Ramon's channel. Check out Drew's channel. Check out the
It's Midnight Morons.
The Midnight Morons YouTube. All very cool places to be. Show the boys some love.
Trying their best to make it in this rough world of creating content for others.
Indeed.
It's way harder than it sounds, everyone. I know this
I don't
because
do it.
I gave up before starting.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
You know, why are all the tournaments that I run on NYC Furby? Because I don't stream. That is not for me. I create no content. I merely facilitate other people playing the video game.
Yep.
And creating content thusly.
And because NYC Furby loves us enough to put up with us.
Absolutely.
You guys are fine.
think they're both in there. Yeah, they are. We just have to wait a little bit. It's a 10-second buffer, just FYI.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I know Ramon's been, you know,
Blink and all
ever
will
since
be
he started kind of hanging out with that group on Discord, you know, Superfly Drew, on
Here I go.
Clangbang, like all of them, they've been, I think he's worked pretty hard, from my understanding of like helping Drew and other players like improve there. So, you know, while I may see myself as like one of the OG Soulcalibur 6 students, like Drew and the rest, you know, they're part of the same school.
I mean, Ramon Sensei has schooled many a player across multiple versions of Soulcalibur, so you know it's a long and storied history of the dojo at this point.
Absolutely.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, they are just back and forth, just
Yeah, like what I'm most impressed by here is Drew's like ability to know what Ramon is gonna poke with and like guess, or I don't know if there's some reaction that I can't imagine there is, but like just like be like, yeah, you're gonna 1K, you're gonna AK here, you're gonna do the thing.
yeah. I think it's just prediction.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely is just him knowing what Ramon's thinking. Closing out there, man. Drew is like rocking it today.
Yeah, he is. I think that might be on your end, word, because it is fine for me at the moment. I don't know why I'm saying that, because he can't hear me probably.
I guess if he's
I almost felt like Drew teabagged me. Not.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like because Setsuka has like the up and down motion as a regular part of the game, so it kind of I never really can tell.
Oh, I assure you that one was.
Oh, I'm sure it was too. I'm just saying, like I feel like Setsuka's constantly teabagging.
Yep. You ever watched that?
You okay there?
No.
There's teabag. Of course.
I got Honey Nut Cheerios.
I had a feeling because when you said you got Honey Nut Cheerios, I'm like, my man is gonna eat dry cereal while talking on a microphone. This is gonna end poorly.
Yeah.
Get some water.
I have.
Dude, missed the follow up there, I think.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
Oh my god.
Just ran up, and then Ramon was like, none of this. Never mind. We're hitting you.
Oh my god. Alright, wasn't able to convert like an actual kill off of that. Oh, this looks so intimidating.
Yeah. Oh my god, he might. He's one hit. Oh god.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't know if Ramon's salty after that. He usually isn't, but I kind of feel like he should be.
I really appreciate Drew's trying to get Ramon riled up, and I hope he knows that actually getting Ramon riled up might not work out in his favor.
Exactly. You don't want to see Ramon when he's actually mad.
Yeah. Knowing Ramon, though, he's probably taking it all in stride and having a lot of fun.
Whoa, that's good nonsense. Charging up my EI jutsus.
Oh my god. Drew is taking so much advantage. Closes it out with a 2B.
This blade, it does not thirst for justice.
Okay. Kind of like an interesting pause there on the menu, but I hope maybe there's a...
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm back.
Alright, really good lethal hit from Ramon, but unfortunately, weird conversion. Not really sure what happened there.
It was my bad. Anyway.
Oh, no problem. Alright. Good Twister execution right there.
And a nice duck into a punish from Ramon, as you do.
Yep, that's going to close out that round.
I, too, cannot afford to lose.
Battle 2. Fight!
Another nice punish. Always the nice punishes from Ramon.
And very on point with this.
Did not keep again. We're back in coach mode.
Yeah, it's such a they just chip away at each other throughout all these rounds.
Yeah.
Ready?
Alright, he's going to break the second part of the chain. He is, leaving him just a chance, but a chance that he isn't going to be able to take anymore. I'm trying to attempt the slow teabag, but unfortunately not enough time to get him around for him to complete that combo. Alright, she's going the other direction now. Ramon just taking a lot of control of this now.
Yeah. Like not allowing Drew to do any of the things. Like Drew is not really losing that much health off of it, but he's not. That's that. Oh my God! Did he teabag prematurely, or was that fully intentional?
That's the only real way to teabag is don't teabag just because you won. Teabag before, in the middle, and after you win.
Jesus. Well, okay.
You know,
Welcome to the stage
people
of
who
history
teabag
retold.
only after they win, that's weak. You have to teabag in the middle of the set.
I mean,
Right
that does
in the
sound
middle
true.
of the set. You have to do it
Now, the
when
noble
it's still anybody's chance to win. You gotta teabag, right? Because that shows confidence. That shows that you think you're gonna win, even though you're doing something really stupid right now. Teabagging after you already won? Whatever.
Anyone could do that. That's easy. Teabagging when you haven't won yet.
That's hard, right? Because now there's a failed case. You know?
battle.
Ugh.
Fight!
Bam. Just a really quick explain Setsuka's mechanic. She has those 3 little flowers each get filled up when she lands different type of hits. So when she lands a normal hit on the opponent, the blue flower fills up. When she lands a counter hit, the pink flower fills up. And when she lands a punish, a portion of the circle moving fills up. And when all 3 are filled up, she gets benefits, and when each one is filled up, certain moves get a little bit stronger.
Good explanation.
Thank you.
Anyway, we are still in poking mode a little bit. Oh, he tried to step. Mistake. Step A.
Oh my god, Ramon is just keeping him in check right now.
Yeah, like, you're not allowed to move, you're not allowed to run around and do what you want. It's allowed. Just like that.
Every throw, and yep, just catches him with a 9A.
Alright, one more round for Ramon to take.
Yep, wow, the twister. Oh my god.
Oh, catching him with the Angel Step A or Kenny. Oh, tons of damage. course, leap it.
Oh,
Just one hit'll do it.
oh, he got him.
Claim victory and bask in the
I told you.
One moment of peace.
That's so rough.
So Ramon takes it 2-1 over Superfly Drew, putting him in losers semifinals. All right, so we're gonna go back. Ask these guys to show up now. We're gonna have Incendiate versus Thermador.
Really fantastic run from Drew.
Absolutely.
Really happy to see how far his Setsuka's come in terms of capability.
Yeah, for a long time, he was just playing Sophie as like, you know, the serious character, but it seems like Setsuka is now the new serious character, because that certainly wasn't like secondary alt play that I saw there. I don't think.
No, absolutely not.
I
think he definitely plays Setsuka, likes the character a
Welcome
lot,
to the stage of
and
history.
I like that a lot because I think Setsuka's a very cool character, despite
For sure.
my reservations about how dumb I think she is. She's a very cool character, and I really like watching her.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. She's pretty dumb, but she is very cool.
If only you could hear me fighting John, you would swear on your life I'm like losing like 150-0 fighting Woes. if you just had to like hear the way I talk about the match, it sounds like I have never beaten him in my life. Like that's how angry I get fighting Setsuka, win or lose.
I believe it. Like,
I'm going to
be
winners final.
fair- no, this is wait, yeah, sorry. This is winners finals. Yes,
Yeah, it's winners finals, and then we're gonna do semis, losers, and grands.
exactly.
Yep. So we have Incendiate versus Thermador. I believe Thermador is on the left side, Incendiate on the right. Yep.
Yep.
So
There's an
you're
interesting noise coming from your microphone. That's why.
Oh, like it's probably like my phone vibrating.
Oh
You know,
yeah, that's
my
definitely
phone.
what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, just remember I'm running the stream remotely, talking to you guys over my phone. My streaming equipment is in another place, not here, but it all works.
Honestly, really impressive. Are you like just like remote controlling your PC from
Yeah, but like I made sure everything was plugged in before I left.
Nice. That's actually really sick. Dude, thank you so much, man. You really go out of your way for us.
Mhm.
Oh, the Thermador is on the left.
Okay, gotcha.
Battle 1.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Thermador Incendiate matchup.
Incendiate, very much the type of person I think who still to this day is very unhappy about Summer Jam versus Thermador.
Should be.
To be fair, yeah, I mean he got kind of robbed.
Like, that's a fair thing to be mad about. It was.
Battle 2. Fight. Take that.
Can I just say, by the way, that I think one of my favorite copy pastas in the history of copy pastas is posted in chat.
Oh, there it is.
God, that ring out.
Battle 3. Fight.
Oh my god. Incendiate is really just so oh, wow. That should have been a punish.
He mad.
Jeez, Incendiate is just trying to absolutely dominate this match right now.
he's getting a little bit done. Okay. Oh, he popped him out of the
CD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just a straight 6-6 from Thermador here. Oh, Thermador gets it, evening it up, making it look nowhere near as one-sided as I initially once felt.
Yeah. Thermador will do that.
Yeah. And getting a round start for KK. Alright. Far, getting some good damage here. Oh no. Oh, so unfortunate.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
And for KK again to take it. Thermador really showing that he's honestly no slouch.
Always the case.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Like, if anyone, so as much as Nathan said earlier, as much shit as we give Ruben, right? He beat anyone for real. Like, it's never a sure thing.
I think my favorite part was like the year-long period where Nathan adamantly stated that he will never lose to Thermador.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
At the fucking monthly, like one of the first monthlies we ever got, or like an anniversary, man.
Thermador just won it.
Yeah. And I love that. That made me
It's really good.
Again, Sendy showing how much knowledge he's really gained over Geralt's OP and pressure after knockdowns. Thermador just stacking up the guard damage. So many April speeds.
Battle 3. Fight.
I wish Incendiate would be a little bit more willing to just slow down and actually try to play.
Oh, sorry, I had to go ahead and
Thermador with the yeah, I wish Incendiate would slow down just a little bit and actively try to play like the whole punishment here a little bit, you know? Not try to fight Thermador so much on all of his options. Really good just cards. You can't rely on like Thermador to let you take fake damage.
Oh, what?
Really good Euro.
Yeah, like, on reaction, I have to assume. No injury. Oh, but it didn't matter. He lost too much health.
Yeah. What Jordan does is in those like awkward situations, he'll anything you do, he'll throw that urine out. You know, like you make the slightest twitch, and he'll just like pop you.
Sounds right. Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Gonna do good damage, building up his 6-6 BB lethal hit. Let's see, is he gonna get? I believe he. No. I think actually it's just 1B lethal hit that he has right now. Oh,
That's gonna be a lot. Yeah.
And to set up for guard damage afterwards.
Yep. See, even when you count the chip damage, it's like, oh my god.
Yep.
And if he didn't die, he was out.
Final battle. Try to resist.
Hey, Thermador was the one the last one. 104.
Good on him.
Yeah. Tossing out Iggy. He's got punished for that, but oh, very good call on the meter grab there. Yeah. Oh, another meter grab. Oh, he got him. No. Oh, that's so scary.
Well, I How's he gonna get out of this?
He's gonna
He's gonna step into a hard one.
at -8. He's gonna turn around and press 3A.
Yep.
As you do. As you should do, but you do. True.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not about what you're thinking. About what works.
Exactly. The work was the right choice.
And that's why I steal money from the board.
Alright. We'll set up to there. He's poking and he's just not killing him.
Yeah, no, you know, to be fair, I don't know this matchup, right? I don't know how to play Geralt into Nightmare, but I figured that, yeah, 6BB I imagine should be like one of the biggest ones to use in this match. Like just constantly trying to chip away at his health bar, gonna get like, oh, yep, huge meter gain. Takes the second round. They're really showing.
Yeah, he's got 2 meters. This is going to be really hard to. But you know, this is winners finals. There's 3 out of 5. We've got plenty of time for either of them to do something.
Yeah. Plus, Geralt is the great equalizer. Because when you soul charge, it's almost like he soul charged.
He can Silver Sword whack you for 1 billion damage at any moment.
Yeah, exactly. But regardless, Thermador takes second one in. Looking really strong. If Jordan is fully committed, I would say, yeah, you know what, go ahead, keep playing Geralt. But I think that his Xianghua, you know, is capable of winning this matchup in a much more kind of domineering fashion than his Geralt is. I think the matchup is better for Xianghua too, having a bunch of very powerful lows. Really helps.
Yeah, but like I'm fairly confident that Incendiate is here to play Geralt and not necessarily to just like different goals.
I think you're absolutely right. I think he is here to learn how to play Geralt more in tournament and not actually.
Okay. We just are easy.
Just that armor, tech traps,
Almost damage.
tech traps. And look at this, his guard grid is yellow already.
Battle 2.
Jump. Away.
Oh my god, he is just calling it out correctly every single time Jordan is gonna match. Thermador seems to just get it.
Looking like another dominating round for Thermador. He only needs the one more. It's gonna be curtains for Incendiate.
Yeah, Thermador is so in tune with the fact that right now Incendiate really isn't interested in playing defensively.
Well, he has to make something happen. And that's the problem. He's in a very bad situation. Oh gosh. Well, this could be it. Nope. No action.
Alright, good grab, good grab.
Alright, what's he gonna do? He's got no meter. Oh!
Wow.
Who's gonna get him? Weird. He bring out. And it's okay to close it out. Alright.
Therm again showing no respect whatsoever. Will just press. Will always try to press first. And that's it. That's it. Thermador.
Yep.
Thermador makes it into grand finals for the last NLBC of 2021.
Alright, so now we're going back to loser semifinals. Where we're gonna find Nowo and Father Ramon.
Battling for the opportunity to fight against Incendiate.
Indeed, the opportunity. Not not the privilege, but the opportunity.
Absolutely. I, for one, do not see it as a privilege to fight Jordan.
Exactly.
I hate it. I would prefer if I never had to.
Ramon hears his opponent and says, "God damn it." I don't blame him.
Welcome to the stage
Noah
of
is a
history
tough
retold.
customer, as it were.
I just read that right now. Yeah, Noah was also a very scary opponent to fight.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're having the usual NLBC tradition here.
Song Mina.
Gotta pee before you fight. Speaking of which, I am gonna go get myself a drink because I could really use it at this point.
Song
Yeah,
Mina.
go for it.
I'm gonna go all out.
So, chat, how you doing?
Song Mina.
I'm gonna go all out now.
Lots of Mina support going out in chat here. Very clearly a popular character amongst a few people in chat.
Sophie.
All right,
Welcome back.
got my water.
Nice.
Here I go.
So we're gonna have Mina versus Sophie, a classic matchup dating back to the beginning of time.
I'm fucked.
Battle 1. Fight.
Hi-ya!
All right, lots of Mina support in chat. That's so weird to me. So strange.
Why would anyone like this character?
Yeah. There was like initially like a few, and then I was like, oh yeah, makes sense. And now it's just like everyone's on it, and I'm like, that's confusing.
Everyone is Mina.
Good block on press 1K for no there.
Hi-ya! Ready? Ta-ya! Get there! Yeah!
And Sitting is playing a very patient game.
The problem is that just patience against Noah
Fight.
is insufficient. Mina specifically, I think. Both the player and the character.
Here. How's that? See-ya! See-ya! There!
I think you have to try to play like a little tug of war with it, of being the type of person to backstep and try to bait Noah to being with punish, but also the type of person to really push your advantage. You need to play it back. I think that's how you can best try to like exploit some of Noah's tendencies.
That makes
And if there's anyone I trust to be able to do that, I think it'd be Ramon.
You're gonna pay now!
Yeah,
I've no plans to!
that all sounded about right
Learned
to
your
me. Yeah.
lesson. See ya!
Yeah, because Noah plays,
Hoo-ya!
again, he, instead of backstepping, wow.
Just wild whiff jump kick.
Yeah. A lot of people, when they play like a longer range character, when they block something, they kind of want to backstep because they're worried that their opponent is gonna like mash or something, you know, and they want to like create more space. But Noah very much presses his buttons like immediately, which opens him up to a lot of like whipping, if the shorter range character is inclined to backstep. And I feel like people don't respect enough how strong they can be sometimes to just backstep Mina even if you have less range than she does. Oh, almost got me
In the face right there.
out. Yeah,
Everybody is jump kicking today.
Yeah, I like how it took some years, but really people are starting to fall in love with their jump case.
Wish I had more of those.
Yeah, yours is just a round ender, nothing more. Although being really active there.
Yeah, he's just swinging directly into Ramon's face over and over. Like right there from far away. And he ate like all his life and damage as a result. Okay, I don't know what that was about.
Do you see what I mean, by the way? On the whole, like, backstep a little bit with your short-range character, and you'd be surprised what you can get against characters like this. Oh, just guessed wrong. Probably thought a grab was coming. Still though, this is 2 bars for Ramon.
Ooh, that didn't work.
Yep. Alright. How is Ramon trying to set this up? Nowo just got a bar, opening him up to the opportunity of maybe going for a soul charge. Wow, magnet hands on that grab. Did you see that?
I was more interested in the clean block of the health sweep. Counter soul charge. Whoa! That could have been. If you picked any button other than B.
Yep.
Second soul charge popped. Yeah. Season 2 nonsense, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I just, in chat, everybody, or in Discord chat, Ramon said, you know what fucking stage I want? Wolves, baby. So, spoiler alert, we're getting a
It's a
stage.
good place for him.
Yeah.
Nice tiny stage with a lot of walls to bounce him off of with them lethal hits. Alright, here we go.
Alright, one of the smallest and most enclosed stages in the game.
Now,
Genuinely going to be kind of the home turf for Sophie here.
Okay.
Alright, they're ready.
I feel like Ramon was like switching back into Parsec there. But
Yeah, he probably was like, see, how do you make this newfangled technology work? Ramon?
Yeah, what did I say? What did I say right before this?
Bouncing him off walls.
Big Sophie wall damage. Ooh. Oh gosh. That's good. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Back throw.
Yep.
Get so loose.
Really good jump K. I really like it when people stuff like that.
Well, like that one is the one that just happened a couple of seconds ago where he box stepped around a vertical. Yeah. On both sides. Hey. He tried to jump that and was too early? Good trade.
Yeah, really good on Ramon's execution. Even with the trade kind of throwing off the timing there, he was just on point with that execution. Alright, good duck from Nowo. Unfortunately, wasn't able to convert. Kind of dropped the 3K slide B. Or 3B slide K. Or whatever it is. I can't remember. I don't play Mina.
You know, it's funny. I actually, I played Soulcalibur against one of my friends who was to play Soulcalibur, and I picked up Mina and tried to remember how to do that move and completely failed at it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like something full crouch, something KB, one of those, some combination of directions from there. those two buttons, some order. And,
Yeah, something button.
No way!
yeah, them, all those buttons. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm making him suffer.
Now, time to go wild.
Yeah,
We'll charge
talking
at
about these little pokes. He lost half his life from pokes here.
What I'm talking about is the worst. It feels bad. You know, all you're doing is eating like 1K and 66A and all that. Wins off that.
Yep, and that's such an explosive route from Nova.
My resolve will never falter. No way!
Pulling it out of the dumpster.
Oh man, not working out here. Second bar.
Oh my! Now!
Alright.
Time to go wild!
RE to get out of danger and full charge to push him away.
Oh my! Damn!
Wow, really good there. That was quite good for me.
Alright, we're tied up, 1-1. Will No Woe take us to another yes he will.
This is
Coward, fight me. Oh, there is some trash talk going on behind the scenes here in the Discord.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Where are we going? We're going back to Yoshi's Island. Ryu Island. Mm-hmm. Right.
I like this stage a lot. I like
too.
this stage.
Some Japanese stuff. Okay, alright.
I like this stage a lot.
Murakumo Shrine, yep. Also a good one.
Since it says night, is there a day version of this that you could pick in the stage select?
Yep.
Battle 1.
There's like different time versions of a bunch of stages. They're like lining the bottom of the steps of the card already.
Oh my
Ready?
god.
Yeah, had her a bunch.
Yeah, it did.
No way! Get there! Taya! Yeah! Taya! No way! Ready? Taya! No escape! Yeah!
On point with the punishes, as always.
Yep.
More train! This gotta hurt! Ready?
Never feels good to have the first round against Mina go that way. Yeah, bar advantage on her side.
No way!
We could feel like we're really fighting them out.
Oh,
And
boy.
this is a lot of damage.
How far though? Oh my god. And then he just poked him with another third, basically.
Yeah, looking really much like Noah's round 2 and again.
Gonna pay now!
Yep,
That's gonna work. Damn, okay.
I've no plans to!
Just a little bit of the whiff distance, and that happens.
Would you knock it off?
Get off.
Battle 3. Fight.
Get down! Jerk!
We're back in poke mode, as we do occasionally here.
Not looking good.
Bad place to be in, but Ramon is not sweat.
Nope. If
Got out of
there's
there.
one thing Ramon is good at, it's dealing with these kind of situations very tough. That almost could have spelled doom for
Do
Ramon.
it!
One more. There it is. Alright,
Yep.
Ramon's still in it.
Battle 4. Fight.
Now! Time to go wild!
Straight for the soul charge here.
Mina shenanigans.
My resolve will
Shenanigans.
never falter!
Mina soul charge is so Ramon able to get some really good mileage out of his soul charge too.
Yeah.
Was
Alright,
that too much?
even set point.
Final battle.
One of these players is going to be going straight to losers finals after this. Early soul charge from Noel, very good decision. Start building up that pressure now. Really good block on Ramon's part. Wow. And good punish.
We'll never falter. Now, time to go wild. Grab that spirit. Here.
Oh my god. So scary, and that's it.
Yeah. Jeez. What a way to go. What a way to go.
Phew, that felt good.
Oh man. Yeah, that was intense.
All right, Noah takes it 2-1. All right. So that puts us at losers finals. Back to first to 3. This is going to be Incendiate versus Noah.
Yep. Let's get Incendiate in here. Big fan of Noah, always putting on great performances at all these online events.
Absolutely. Definitely one of the best online players in North America.
Yeah, I agree. And if there was like an award I can slap for like most improved player from like pre-COVID to COVID,
Yeah.
or like end of COVID, I guess. You know, I think a good contender would be Noah.
For sure. Absolutely. All right, looks like they are at it.
All right, great.
Welcome to the stage of history.
All right, we got losers finals in Incendiate versus Noah. Geralt versus Mina. I assume that Noah will stick with Mina just because, although he of course could switch to literally anything.
I imagine that Jordan will be a lot happier playing Geralt into Mina than he would have been so many of his other characters.
Raphael.
No. I don't believe it.
Geralt. Wanna fight? Sure.
Oh, Noah picking up Raphael immediately.
I don't believe that. I don't. Sitting there.
Oh, hey, Art, it's Incendiate. By the way. Not third.
Oh yeah, this is losers final. Oh yeah, he trolled us all.
Song Mina.
I'm gonna go all out now.
Look at the trolling. Look at his trolling. What a troll.
There we go. Yeah, I think actually a small talk with Jordan about how he likes playing Geralt into Mina. He said he likes it definitely more than he did back with
Let's get this
Ivy.
over with.
So
Come on.
that counts for something.
Battle 1. Fight.
No! Go away!
Hard.
Yeah, getting right into it. Incendiate is trying his best to contain Noah.
And he's kind of succeeding.
Yeah, I think
Even though he's like dying, it doesn't feel like Noah is even going.
yep.
Battle.
Noah just really wanted that whole like forward tech and get a quick mash out to close out the set, but Incendiate is, like I said, his Oki with Geralt, he knows it very well, and he keeps it very tight.
You're
Yep.
about to...
Nope. Not quite, sir.
Very good low.
Okay, we poking him.
Good choice on the move to punish him.
It would have worked if he had more health, wouldn't it? I
Maybe.
feel like it would have traded.
Now, time to go wild.
I don't know.
Yeah, I might be wrong about that. Oof.
Oh man, yep. The one
He's swinging though.
Beat it.
And it's not working.
Damn.
Okay.
Great.
Alright, Noah.
Oh man, no.
He is just slipping out of trouble everywhere. He's not getting hit.
And he's just stepping over.
No way.
I think he got to contain better.
I wonder if this idiot's gonna be receptive to the fact that that's kind of his modus operandi here. He's just being very stubborn about his movement. Going for the 60 PB, I believe that's like 15 or 20% guard damage. Fat chunk of guard damage at 66 PB. Tries to go for the 66 AA.
Woo! What a cinch.
Just out of range, not been punished for it.
First match goes to Noah.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
We're going to the snow-capped mountains.
Battle 1. Fight.
Sidewalking against each other all day at the beginning there.
Disrespectful grab, but gets a lot of damage out. Mina's grab game is so impressive in terms of like damage output and the OP that he gets.
Not done. Battle.
Noah's really,
Yes, he absolutely is.
now insanity things are happening. Not against the wall, not against the edge. Can't make any real mistakes. But oh my god, the duck signs.
You're off balance.
Gets 3A.
Yes. Don't
3A.
let him.
3A.
Don't let him.
Oh, so close. Almost had the punish. Okay. Good choice to go for the urine there. Also, doubted, does it sound any better now?
Sounds better to me.
Okay, good.
Crunch.
Huge damage. For the guard, at least.
Ooh. What a crazy little swirly situation. Okay. Every time he does that spin with girls, I'm just like, what?
You're gonna pay now.
Is that punch? Oh, it's not. This does though.
Yup.
Now take my steel. Ever fight a witcher?
One more for
Guess not.
Incendiary, just needs another kind of.
Battle 4. Fight. Take that.
Mina rocking 2 full bars here, so at any point, there it is. Now, bringing out the full charge, do whatever she wants, but it doesn't matter because get silver sworded for like 30 your life.
Yep, wow, that was just a lot of lethal hit damage there.
Not that,
Yeah.
it's not that Mina didn't get something out of the soul charge. Still, it was hard to say if it was worth it. Ooh, that was
Alright, yep, gonna take it with that.
Noah did something very cool there, but it didn't matter.
Battle 1. Fight!
Ready? Ready up!
You're just poking each other. Okay. Alright.
Very already safe. Never gonna get an already connect against that. Oh my god, he's just getting annihilated by folks here.
Poke.
Battle 2. Fight!
Hiya! You lost!
Look at Mina and her tech jumps. Ugh.
Ready?
Yeah.
That ended up being a big chunk of the tech trap.
Alright, nice attempt at a grab. And to get a, again, really good punishment on the 6A. I really like that he's picking the absolute best I-16 variety you could be getting there. But it doesn't matter. I was able to take the round with a solid C with punish.
Would you knock it off?
Indeed. Well, one more for Noah to... Oh, no, I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah. And, one more to reach that which immediately heightens the tension of the match. Yep.
Tension goes up.
Oh, that barely misses in terms of frames. Wow, just
Well,
extraordinarily impressive small caliber being played by Noah. This is ridiculous.
yeah, the amount of just like little pokes and stuff that we're seeing. But like at this point, Sendia's got to do something. Got to change something about what he's doing. I feel.
Yeah, I
Taking
think
his time.
I think he's really got to consider like a fundamental shift in how he's approaching playing the matchup. Hero.
Battle 1.
All right, we're back here.
Oh man, just still really not looking good. Noah was able to just go to town.
Yeah, that was a lot. Oh my god, and that punish. Jeez, a lot of patience. Like Incendiary did a lot of stuff there, and Noah just like stepped and waited it out until he got the perfect contact. Oh, but this is wrapping him off the floor. Whoa. Okay. It looked like they grabbed each other. It did not clash.
Yeah. Okay. Really nice 6PV. Very good. Sendier getting back on the board. Very close round though.
Yeah, he really needed that. I think he needed that for momentum. But sometimes you get one beat by Mina. No big deal.
Momentum lost.
Yeah. one swing for the shins and that's it.
Yep, that's it. It's whenever she hits you with that, it's like, ah, you're feeling really good about yourself, aren't you? Oh my god.
Big Mina damage. I don't think he can pull out of this. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, wow, just... I really wish I could put it in any more detail, but it really just feels like Noah is just playing small caliber so much ahead of where
With a lot of
Sendier
like
is able to play it right now.
with a lot of good reactions too.
Yeah. You know, nothing to discredit Senate either. I mean, he does not have a lot of experience on this character, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly, I don't know when he started, but I know that at least like last month I saw him with the Geralt and the Pumpkin.
All right.
There we go. Okay. We're still in there. We're still in there in 78.
Still in. Got him with the Ard, I-10, horizontal sphere.
Yep.
The closest thing to an actual AoE attack in a...
Yeah. Are you in front of Geralt anywhere? Then get it.
Yeah. Arcane explosion.
Yep, exactly.
Alright, really close final round here.
Time to go rogue.
Definitely tightened up a lot. Now, see, here's... Okay, so that worked out in his favor.
Yep. Not gonna kill,
Not gonna go.
Now take my stand.
but really close.
Oh!
My god.
And the break, and that's
That's
it. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Noah clawed his way back out of losers to get the Thermador run back.
That's so cheap, dude. Can we just delete Mina, man? Like,
won't lose, Father.
Oh, what's that fucking Alright.
Hey, guys, just a moment. I gotta answer my door.
Okay.
alrighty.
Darn. I did kind of want to about the match arena real quick before we move on. So you know what? Let's take a quick break. We're actually running very well ahead of schedule. Everybody was like really responsive today, so thank you for that. Everybody who in the tournament for actually playing your matches on time, and not a lot of fuckery happened. So
Next
But,
time I'll give you a remote credential. So,
okay.
and then
All right, you're kind of doing the
Yeah, one second.
Discord robot thing, packet loss.
Let me just shill match arena really quick. If you guys want to help out, hit those contribution codes. I think we still got about 58 of those 25-cent contribution codes remaining, right? So it's a good bit of cash if you guys want to just go hit that claim code. You could just like auto sign in with your Twitter. Helps the players a lot. Get a little bit of money for what they're playing today. Give the holiday gift to these people who are entertaining you. And yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna log into Match Arena. See what's going on here. Okay. So I'm gonna have to wait for Art to make me an admin on this because I'm not familiar with it. But yeah, guys, there are, I presume, I'm gonna actually double check, a bunch of people out there, 167 of you in chat, and we got 56 codes left. I know that there, just by the pigeonhole principle, some of you have not used the code yet, so let's see it. Let's make it happen, guys. In the meantime, next up, we're gonna have grand finals. It's gonna be Thermador versus Nowo.
Yes, it is.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Or-
Thermador really went to town on Nowo before. Like, it was something else.
You sure did. Like, I mean, Thermador has been basically running the table here.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
You're back? Okay.
Yeah, let's chill that real quick.
Yeah, let's put up the match arena real quick. We were just talking about it, but we should actually.
Yeah, no, I heard you. The packet loss is from me walking to my elevator.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
on
me
your
on my
phone,
phone,
right?
Yeah. All right, all right. Anyway, guys, please hit the match arena if you have a moment. Help these players out. You know, if you guys have enjoyed the event so far, please use up all those codes. Like, guys, there should be no reason why there's any codes left. Like, there's definitely more than 54 people in here.
Exactly.
Like 167, yeah, guys. Like, if you guys enjoy the FGC and everything we're putting on, you know, use all the free options to donate, or you can donate directly if you're feeling generous. Also, scroll down the page and make sure to click all those sponsor quests. They really do help the tournament. Look at that, guys. All these free options to donate to the prize pool. Just
There's so many options.
And click. Also, just wanted to thank anybody that subscribed to the stream today. You know, really appreciate it. Definitely really helps. Thanks, guys.
Do appreciate it, everyone. All right. Thermador, last thing he said to me was he's going to go to the bathroom, as we do. So let's just give him a minute. And in the meantime, they are still on that screen. I see people lighting up the overlay there. Thank you. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Uh-oh.
All right, we lost your stream. Now I'm looking at. Are you showing the people your retro setup there?
Yeah, I'm playing some Castlevania while this is on. Did you guys lose my stream for real?
Yeah, we did.
Wow, it's still showing in
No, it came back. I don't know. Maybe it was when you switched the camera on or something.
Okay, cool. So we're good.
We're good. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm playing some good old Castlevania right now.
Very nice.
Nice. Are you gonna check out that DNF Duel beta?
Yeah, I'll play it for a bit. Like not tonight, because I gotta do some stuff. But
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out.
I heard that the beta has no trading mode, which is unfortunate.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's a typical thing with these fighting game network test betas. Really looking for
Yeah.
people to use the netcode.
Yep.
All right, looks like it's going to be a finally a switch from Mina, which, as far as I'm concerned, makes perfect sense. Like, you know, he got wrecked. He got wrecked with Mina before, so bringing out his real name, Baldo. That's
He has a really good Baldo. Like, I have a pretty damn good Mitsu, and he destroyed my Mitsu with his Baldo.
yeah, I believe it. What's up?
Oh, no, nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I did tell them to start, so I don't know what they're waiting for. Hope Thermador's not still in the bathroom.
Maybe.
Oh, somebody's in the bathroom?
He was before, but I don't know.
I think Thermador might still be in the bathroom. I don't know.
Sacrifice your soul
There we go.
Alright, getting right into it.
Here it is, Grand Finals. The last
Souls collide.
NYCalibur Online for the year. Happy holidays, everyone.
Quench your thirst.
Battle 1. Fight.
We are just swinging.
Yeah, just straight for the fences.
Swinging at the air here, you know? We sometimes do. Oh my god, this movement.
Stay down.
I was able to roll out of that,
Oh,
surprisingly.
yo, Shouts over donated like another $100.
Shout out to that guy.
Shout out.
Listen, happy holidays, everyone. It's that time of year. I felt like, you know, we needed some holiday cheer here.
And a Merry Christmas to you, especially top.
Exactly.
Battle 2. Fight.
That would be meritocracy, as you said.
Yep. By the way, we are 6 subs away from NYC Furby sub goal. You guys want to try to help make that happen?
Yeah. 200 guys.
No woe. Honestly, already it's looking like a lot more competitive between these two players.
Yeah, this is definitely. Well, Noah's had a lot of warm up here. He had to crawl his way out of the gutter to make it to where we are.
Yep. Thank you guys for hitting those contributions. I noticed that. Appreciate it.
Yeah. There's more swinging for the fences, but oh, that's gonna do it.
Yep, gonna get the whiff punish here. I believe that was still in back turn, so gonna be a weaker CE damage output. Oh my god, he just...
Yep. That might have been a punish, but it wasn't quick enough.
And he just...
And he's dead.
Yeah, he just did it again.
Thermador.
I really don't understand this guy.
Just, you know, it's the B button.
See, Valdo actually has a pretty good punish against 2-2AA as long as he's range for it. Which, outside of tip range, he normally always is.
There we go. Now we're gonna get a piece of Voldo soul charge in. Yeah.
Yep.
Are you ready to be crushed?
Oh, really nasty grab attempt. His guard gauge is screaming. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get that Grimstride able to connect.
Back into soul charge.
Right.
Scariest character in the game. Good block.
Oh man, the tech crouch on that. Just got him. Alright, Novo's in with the able to get the first point on the board here.
He needs to get 5 more.
Yes.
Doing anything consistently against Thermador is by itself hard, but you gotta do it 5 more times. Oh, okay.
Agreed, but there is a power to this. Thermador, as he says himself, he's old and tired, and he gets lazy very fast.
Yep, that sounds good.
He doesn't want to work that hard anymore.
Yeah. If you make him work hard, he's just probably gonna do something suboptimal or silly.
Yeah, you know what? Let's see. Maybe if Therm is listening, we could motivate him. Thermador, this is your Elden Ring fund.
Oh, that's
Battle 2.
Yeah. You certainly pay for all the ring.
Exactly. Think about what's important in life there. Alright, really good on that whip Oh man, really good punish from Noah.
Okay. Noah is not messing around.
No, absolutely not. He is really making Baldo just look really strong in this matchup.
Is Noah strong in this matchup? I feel like that shouldn't be true, right?
I think it's probably like slightly Nightmare favored, maybe. I don't know the details of it, but I can't imagine, like, there's quite a few things Baldo does that are nice in the matchup. From my understanding, there's also quite a few things about Nightmare that make it annoying for Baldo.
As Nightmare is prone to do.
Yeah.
Like this. Like, what just happened? Like, goodbye, he's out of the ring now. What?
I'm not gonna lie, that was really cool though.
It was certainly cool, but it was also robbery.
Yeah, there was some genuine ingenuity that went on there to trying to get that ring out.
I'm not gonna say that Thermador didn't deserve it, but I am gonna say that why was it even remotely possible in the first place? He worked for it, certainly. But, absolutely. But what the hell?
Oh, and Noah gets it again.
Yeah, he's really on point with the CE.
But it won't kill because it's back to you. So maybe. No, there's no hope.
Not one more on the board for Noah. There's one more to reset it, and then 3 more to win.
Yeah.
It really does feel like more of an uphill climb with Ruben, I think. I don't know if that's a fair thing to say, but it does kind of feel that way to me.
In what sense?
In the sense that, unlike in other matchups when you can feel like there's like a rhythm or you get a momentum on your side, and it's like and then like the other player has to like figure out something to counter whatever you're doing. Ruben just doesn't give a fuck. Ruben's just like, I'm gonna do whatever. And it's like that combination, so you can't even put any kind of group.
Yeah, no, Ruben very much is that person, I think. Oh my god, this is the amount of damage.
Big Baldo damage.
Big Baldo damage. Alright, good. Using a 4KK.
It would have been nice if it had faded warm.
Yeah.
No, I know what Ruben was going for there.
Yep. Yeah, we'll take him out with just a grab there.
Battle 3. Fight. Stay down.
Charge, you needed to do that. Oh, okay. All right, you can. Got him.
Very scary.
Very, very scary. Anything will do him.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he just
Dude, he tech crouched under a mid.
yeah.
There was a lot of rounds.
But what I thought was really great was that like all of Thermador's potential rounding, he just guessed right or predicted or reacted to, and just like all he needed was a sliver. That's all he needed, and he just couldn't get it. Hello, what's wrong?
Yeah. I kind of overextended a little bit with the drill there. Wow, Noah was just really running wild with this.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the reason. A dominating performance from Noah. Thermador's gonna have to like really step it up.
Welcome to the stage of
Yeah,
history
absolutely.
retold.
Maybe Thermador is just tired. Maybe
I
he
mean,
did the calculations and he saw that he paid for Elden Ring with second place alone.
Of course.
Battle 1. Fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's looking just really strong here.
We put and pull those closer to him.
Yeah, they are.
But Nightmare doesn't need to win a Pokemon. Nightmare just needs to hit you with one big shenanigan.
Jesus Christ.
This is
Noah was so good at playing these moments of having like 1 health left.
sometimes you just fall out of it.
Someone might have found it.
Did he find the magic formula to kill Noah?
I think he may have decided to just be really fucking annoying.
That's a thing.
Huge damage there.
Okay. The hops, good idea, but he couldn't stand a that level of guessing at his health.
Able to get a really advantageous trade there too. Oh, very nice duck and punish from Noah.
Battle 4. Fight.
Punish there, but it is very hard to punish 6 XP.
Nightmare scary time. Here we are. Interesting stepping.
Man, Noah was always so confident when it comes to disrespecting 2-2A.
Final battle. Try to resist.
Ready to be crushed.
Oh no, this is
Actually,
yeah,
it's holy shit.
okay, wait.
Oh, didn't quite. The angle was on.
Yeah. I think there may have done the incorrect combo there to get that recount.
We're so desensitized to Nightmare ringing out in crazy nonsense ways that when he doesn't do it, it's more of a surprise.
Good wait out. Noah really pushed for that bar.
He needs this.
Oh, not looking good.
No.
Relinquish my soul. Do you still thirst?
Alright, Thermador's on the board. I expect no. No, he stayed fit. Okay. I expected a stage switch.
Battle 1.
Yeah, this is a pretty even stage. It's really big, so you don't have to worry about getting rung out from like so many spots on the stage, even against Nightmare. I believe this is the largest stage by far.
Yeah, I just feel like being the largest stage, like, it just gets you wrung out from places where you don't expect it. Certainly if you're in the dead center, no, you're fine. If you're like, even just a little bit outside that circle in the middle, you might get wrung out.
Yeah, maybe.
Battle 2.
Nightmare is crazy. Depending on the angle, of course. Another one. He's making opportunities, but
He's trying his best to get something started here. He has just such a hard time getting a beat on Novo, I feel like.
Make a fine sacrifice. Ready to be crushed.
unfortunate soul charge burst size there.
Yeah, still though, I mean, very much the type of thing where he just kind of had the wrong idea of what Novo wanted to do. He thought that Novo was going to kind of run up to him and immediately be in his face.
Trade. And again, close it out for another Novo round.
May live?
Bing.
Okay.
I was pretty sure that was gonna kill him.
I couldn't tell if that was like a front turn or a back turn. See.
Me neither, but it just looked like the right amount of health. Alright, so we're 1-1 in the new set.
Yep.
Reset.
Battle 1.
Novo is not giving up, not getting out-thought by Thermador.
Nice 6BB. Very well, good timing on that.
Punched him right out of the air.
Yep. Slapped right out of the air.
Always feels gratifying when you're just wiggling around and you get wiggle right into AGA range and nail him.
Yep. 50 damage, I-16. Just rips you apart. Oh yeah, that should be dead. Very good.
Accent out of range for that AGA at the beginning. Now, Voldo Soulcharge, if he needs to summon now. Down to looking pretty good for Novo.
Yes, it absolutely is. Very good GI with punish.
Battle 4.
It worked.
A really weird option when Nightmare is that plus, but still. Oh, finally, very good punish on that.
Mantis crawl shenanigans, but eventually. Just needed to mix him up, swipe at him until it was,
Also, It's 1-1 in the reset, isn't it?
Yes. And like they're going down to the last round. This is it's very close.
Just making sure because the score is safe here.
Oh, yeah, or you need to put another on the board.
Oh, that could have been it. Oh my god. Got him in the API. Oh my god, he lost his bar too. Not looking good. Alright, set point in favor of Noah. Thermador still needs 2 more matches to be able to take it. Going really well for Noah so far.
Voldo creepiness.
The spaghetti. Alright. Wasn't able to get the punch there, unfortunately.
Step for the win. We just needed the one punch.
Or it's 2 for Noah, by the way, not
Trying to stop him with the horizontal, trying to grab his ankles and throw him out the ring. None of it's working.
Noah's trying to get him out of here.
Noho is not falling for any of this shit.
Man, Noah was playing so well right
Yeah, like one more round and he's the winner.
now. Gonna take out his life here. Oof.
Reversed it real quick. Okay,
Looking pretty good for
and the stop. All right, Thermador. You need to keep doing that.
Yeah, Thermador wants the that Christmas prize money. He's got a
Copy of Elden Ring.
hard at work.
Crushed. I think even with Thermador having won that, the momentum was decidedly in there. He's got one round that needs to.
Yep, absolutely. And again, he just calls him out so well. Not it yet. Never mind.
I was right.
Never mind. It was it.
That's it.
That's it. Thermador is the champion of NLBC. What number is this?
Noah is the champion. Noah is the champion.
Noah. Sorry.
Noah is
55.
NYCalibur Online Edition number 55 winner, the last winner for 2021, winner of a big old Christmas bonus there in the Matcherino. They actually enter the score properly real quick.
Yeah, look at that. Good job, everyone.
Good stuff.
Need to sleep. I'm very tired.
Yeah, I got that impression, and I don't blame you. I'm also very tired. It was a long day.
All right, good, I guess.
All right. Good night to Enders. Thank you for coming. It's time for that long winter's nap, folks. It was a good tournament, though. A lot of people showed up at the last minute to sign up, so thank you for that. We got a lot of really great matches. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Art, thanks for having us yet again and doing all your remote production stuff so that we could
Yeah, it went well.
stream. Yeah, it went pretty well.
It's like I was there.
Nothing crazy happened. Everything was really just the usual, as expected. You know?
Yeah. I'm definitely looking to doing this more in the future. 'Cause it
Yeah.
works so-
Give me when you get a chance, give me admin on the Maturino.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll do that right now. Actually, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Get some rest, everybody. I'm gonna throw you guys to Spooky so you can watch and play Dungeon Fighter online.
Oh, sweet. Enjoy, everyone.
Yeah.
See you in New.